Good evening, Nigeria. Welcome to Updated Precious. Another beautiful day to talk about things really happened for Nigeria. Sincere apologies for starting way behind schedule. It's been a crazy day for me, but I'm sure by the time I go back to base, I'll be much more better because here I don't have a lot of people helping me out with a lot of things, and plus the itineraries I have to run here too. But welcome to the show. It's rather late than never, right? That's what it is speaking for grammar. Well, my name is Precious City. Always they jollificate my belly to bring on an update of things that they happen for inside the country. Today is Friday, so I want to thank God it's Friday. They always get a Friday, Sunday tonic inside the house. He could join us this evening for us to break down matter them where they happen for Nigeria. But before then, make I run you through the headlines of some things and where they happen for inside the country. Sharp, 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 sharp. I'm not gonna waste time because this evening it's gonna be a quick one. We are working aggressively to end jihadist terrorist attacks, US War Department. Our next move, they say they go tell us, as US War Secretary meets Nuhu Ribadu. Waiting be the thing where they talk about. What was the discussion? We'll let you into it. Enough is enough. Time to defend our Nigerian brothers, sisters. US Congressman Riley Moore condemns abduction of Niger State School. And then we go on. They didn't tell me. I saw how Igbo were dragged out, killed in Zaria during Zaria massacre. Pastor Shimono condemns Nigeria's history of alleged of religious genocide. That's what it be. And then moving on, Nigerian police deploy tactical teams in Ajibo community in Ogun State over rumored herdsmen attacks. That is herdsmen attack. Don't they reach Egypt? Just Ogun State. God no good great. All right, we'll move on to other issues very quickly. Parents rush to withdraw children from St. Mary's School in Niger State amid mass abduction fears. Terrorists invade Catholic school. That's after terrorists had invaded the Catholic school in Niger State, kidnapped dozens of students 5 days after Kebbi attack. All right. Benue Catholic priest declare our people are facing genocide. This one, no two ways about them. Police debunk alleged abduction of students in Nasarawa State. Kwara church invasion is stark manifestation of escalating genocide against Christians in Nigeria. Pentecostal Fellowship of Nigeria, Pentecostal Fellowship of Nigeria, PFN, and then they talk this one. No amount of attacks will stop me from speaking against this particular government's failure and their incompetence. Mr. Macaroni Dabo, now they talk this, now they talk this one. Meanwhile, I think we don't tell Tinubu, say, look, declare state of emergency on insecurity now because you don't reach that time. And as it gets to do with schoolgirls abduction, NLC don't talk, say, you know what, we stand against politicization of national security. And then the insecurity matter, Plateau State, as I talk to you right now, don't shut down their schools. So schools no day for Plateau State again, no, they don't holiday. What's the children going to learn? We know. Well, let's move on to other issues. Governor Idris demands probe into military withdrawal before school abduction. Say, why military come out before they come back children? Who gave military intel to come out? School kidnappings have gone on for too long, Kwankoso. Now they lament this one. And then my husband has arrived in Sokoto prison. Nnamdi Kanu's wife confirms as she cries out. Tinubu will do well to free Nnamdi Kanu. Court ruling was just a Pyrrhic victory. Daily Farotimi 90 talk this one. And then Igbo land won't be the same until Nnamdi Kanu regains freedom. Obi Kuba himself don't put mouth for that talk. Meanwhile, on a minister Bianca don't come out and talk. Say, you know what? Igbo make una cool temper. She reacts to Nnamdi Kanu matter. We will let you in on that. Insecurity, Tinubu strip cancellation is metocnism. PDP blasts president. Yimu, you cancel your trip. It Shetima to go on your behalf to G20. Yimu. All the entourage that they carry, they go uncle. Those ones uncle. No Niger Delta indigents should be poor. SDP's presidential candidate Adibayo, now they talk this one. Politics not for rascals. Good luck, Jonathan. Now they talk. So what this statement by Good luck, Jonathan don't raise a lot of controversy. People don't they complain about them. I don't know why, but we'll look into them. NDLEA intercepts cocaine-laden vessel from Brazil, detains 20 Filipinos. That's in the game mind. The whole vessel carry cocaine plenty inside. Hey, from Brazil, now from the come. Well, I beg if they explain Nigeria to you, if you understand, there you get us a go be. Under Jonathan, imams cursed him for killing northerners. Under Tinubu, they say we should pray. Abu Amir calls out northern hypocrisy. But all of this and other matter them now we're going to put more inside this evening. Always, always a pleasure to bring on a matter them with the share for inside the country. Joining me inside the studio this evening. Now Friday Sunday tonic, the fair prince of Bel Air. Prince Francis Chilaka, the fair prince of country 5 in Imo State.
This way they help me like this. It be like say, Nnamdi Kanu don't send small money give you, Abi.
Now me go even give himself. Honestly speaking, because I be sorry for them when we're hanging go cope. And the problem be say, if not be say they never pay us our Niger Delta inheritance, no, for don't send money to them. You know, here say SDP candidates say are not supposed to all of us we from Niger Delta. So we not get any business with
forget these rascals that are called politicians.
It's not that they say no Niger Delta person should be poor.
Now
Now they here like this.
Forget these rascals
that are rich. But is he lying though? Is he lying though?
They say the things they cannot do. They say the things they cannot implement. They say the things they cannot achieve when they need your vote. Please, second base.
So you mean say the natural resources and human resources where Niger Delta gets?
How many of that natural resources have you, precious any?
Sir?
How much of that resources have been given to you?
That's exactly what he's saying now.
Well, how much of it has been given to you?
That is exactly what he's saying. He's saying that if to say it, then they manage them well. If to say that they manage his resources them well.
Who be them?
You know the government now. He's talking about the government of the day.
Okay. It should be specific to tell us that if President Bola Tinubu was a good manager, you guys in the Niger Delta should not be poor.
Okay, how about if we had started with Jonathan, our brother? If he managed us well, all of us will know they poor. Well, welcome to the show.
You can be people NDDC, which has in one way or the other enriched some of you. Tompolo is a beneficiary. Charles Dokubo is a beneficiary. Ateke Tom is a beneficiary. You want me to name them? All the warlords in the Niger Delta, beneficiaries of the largesse of President Jonathan.
All right.
So the only reason why you didn't benefit is that you refuse to become a warlordess.
You know, say for River State, we get different work in new house. So maybe I should go back and consult my ancestors for a work in new house so that I'll get. Let's get started with the conversation of the day, shall we? I shall say you could only hear all of those dramas and we come out concerning the abduction, of the latest development about the abduction of young girls for inside, young children for inside Niger State. This is happening. This time around, it is a Catholic school. You know, so the first time it happened, as it happened for Kebbi, U.S. Congressman Riley Moore open mouth talk. I seen talking, come to say, oh, Christian students again. Everybody come rush and say, no, not be Christian students. All of them are Muslims, don't be Christians. But now it don't happen for Catholic school, and it is very sad. Which message you think say these bandits they try to pass, and why governments never still take decisive action? Because it'd be impossible for us to just do away with all these guys, or the president's hands are tied. What will be the real problem we make Unofi end this insecurity? Is it hard for the president to call that they should comb the forest and blast all these guys and commode them? Is it hard? What is really going on? Would they play kalu with the lives of human beings for Nigeria? Because as I talk to you right now, schools don't shut down for Kebbi State. Schools don't shut down for, in fact, Plateau State don't shut down all their schools now to avoid, do you know me? Because it don't happen for Niger State. Niger State itself. So if they shut down school, then wait to be the future of the children. For how long this will continue?
All right, Precious. First and foremost, let me start from. I like to give us a little bit of background, and I'll start by saying that Mr. President lacks wisdom. With due respect to him, he lacks wisdom. He has refused to apply wisdom. He has refused to use executive fiat to end insurgents. And when this happens, when the president refuses to act in a manner that is expected of him, you will now begin to think that maybe the president or his administration have a hand in what is going on.
Mm-hmm.
See, you cannot talk about terrorism. You cannot talk about the fact that people are being killed and people are being maimed and people are being chased out of their ancestral homes without talking about the kind of judgment delivered yesterday by Justice Omotosho. For me, I am coming. For me, I'm laying a foundation.
All right, sir.
For me, that judgment in its entirety has burdened the so-called Boko Haram, Fulani headsmen, and all of that, because they don't remember that. Don't forget that someone, I've forgotten his name, who was responsible for bombing, killing, and maiming, was charged to court, and at the end of the day, he was jailed for 20 years. And then you are giving somebody who didn't carry a gun. The only thing you said is that he incited people to do certain things, and you're giving him life imprisonment. Now, if government has been sincere in fighting terrorism, in fighting banditry, in fighting this menace of Boko Haram and headsmen, and these people, when they get arrested, they are jailed either for life or 75 years or 100 years, by now, this whole thing would have abated. But because the government feels that there are two laws, one law for you when you bear an Igbo name and another law for you when you bear a Yoruba or an Hausa name, it's an unfortunate situation. Now, bringing it back to what has been playing out in Niger, Taraba, and all of that, you ask yourself, why is government making utterances that embolden these people to do more? Don't you think it is shameful and sad for government officials to say, oh, because of what Donald Trump said, it has escalated the bad behavior of these people? No. That is government showing weakness. That's why I said Mr. President has not applied wisdom. That is the government showing weakness. And it is that weakness of government that they're taking advantage of. If government was serious and they say, okay, because of what Donald Trump has said, because of where Donald Trump has placed the country, we want to go all out for these bandits. Don't forget that I think a day after or 2 days after Donald Trump made that tweet and utterance, we were told that the bandits were leaving Nigeria. Remember, we were told that they were fleeing. And then the next thing we heard was that Niger had shut their border. Chad had shut their border. But at the end of the day, it turned out to be propaganda of government. Because those guys were not living anywhere. And they were bent on doing what they want to do. I mean, if a 2-star general, a brigadier general, cannot be protected, then who do you think will protect the ordinary students? Ordinary students. It's so shameful. Precious. It is heart-rending, it is hard, it is painful, it is sad that we're now in a country where the kidnapping of children from school has become a daily routine. It's so shameful that we have gotten to that level. And this thing can only be caused by bad governance. Because our leaders are not willing and ready to take responsibility.
Are you not looking at it from the angle that this may be an attack on President Tinubu, just like they attacked Jonathan? Remember that there were, during Jonathan's administration, plenty of attacks like this may happen back to back to back to back. With how bad Nigerians complain about Buhari administration, how come there wasn't much of this kind of attacks? How come this governance was not that difficult for him, apart from the increased activities of herdsmen? And then
if you told that lie, If you told that line, I will ask you the question: who foisted Buhari on Nigerians? Who? You need to understand what led to the coining of that statement, Emiloko. I'm sure you know. Because President Bola Ahmed Tinubu did not mince word when he declared Emiloko. I think it was either in Oyo State or wherever he declared it.
It was in Ogun State, I think so.
Ogun State, yes. He gave a history of how he helped Buhari single-handedly to become a president.
Well, he did not help him single-handedly. I'm sorry. That's the wrong record. I have a former governor in my state.
I'm coming. Precious. That is the narrative. After all, what are you trying to say? After all, you had people who told you that Bola Ahmed Tinubu built Lagos. Have you questioned it? Was that not the narrative that was sold to Nigerians in 2023? That he built Lagos. And you saw a lot of, persons come out to say, when he built Lagos, he's going to build Abuja like that. That was the bone of, that was actually the crux of his campaign. That he built Lagos. And I kept asking, if you tell me that the Bola Ahmed Tinubu built Lagos, what do you say about the late Lateef Jakonde? A man of honor and proven integrity. One of the finest leaders Lagos State has ever had. What do you say about him? A man whose legacy is we are still enjoying his legacy till tomorrow. What do you say of Fashola? What do you say about Ambode? So at the time they were running the campaign, it was said that none of these people existed because they didn't add value, but one man claimed to have built Lagos, and they said the man will come and build Nigeria.
It was his blueprint.
Oh my God.
Sir?
Oh my God. I can see that you have now really become an APC woman leader.
I don't feel.
But the truth of the matter is this. I do not think that anybody is after President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. I think that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is the one that is after the people because he has refused to do the right thing. 400 names were given to your former late president. So even if we say Mr. President is dead and President Bola Ahmed Tinubu doesn't have the list, your former minister for
Attorney General
Malami is still alive. So why don't you call him and collect the list for him? Why is government finding it very difficult to publish a list of those who are pointed as financiers? So when you refuse to do the right thing, maybe it is out of fear, maybe it is out of election politics. But you cannot stop this menace if you do not publish the names of those who are responsible for them, who are sponsoring them. So for me, whatever happens, if all Nigerians get kidnapped, if one person will be held responsible, and that is President Bola Ahmed Tinubu.
All right, so let's move on to getting a solution to all of these issues. As now, the United States War Department says it is working closely with the Nigerian government to end what it described in their words as jihadist terrorists, both of them in capital letter. I don't know if you understand the stress in my voice reading it. They said jihadists terrorists. Yeah, that's what they said. That they plan to end what they term jihadist terrorist attacks on Christians in Nigeria. Now, this was disclosed by the Secretary of War Department, who stated on X yesterday that I met with Nigeria's National Security Advisor, Nuhu Ribadu, he didn't name him, and his team to discuss the horrific violence against Christians in the country. Now, he tagged the United States President Pluto's leadership. The Department of War, DW, DOW is working aggressively with Nigeria to end the persecution of Christians by jihadist terrorists, he posted today, Friday. Now, the statement followed a meeting on Wednesday between Congressman Riley Moore and a delegation of senior Nigerian government officials led by National Security Advisor Ribadu during their visit to Washington, D.C. Members of the delegation included Ribadu, Her Excellency Bianco Juku, your dear wife, Minister of Foreign Affairs, Inspector General of Police, Minister of Foreign Affairs, yeah, you know him now, Oga Yusuf Tuga, yeah. Inspector General of Police, Kayode Betekun, Attorney General of the Federation, Lateef Fagbemi, San, Chief of Defense Staff, General Olufemi Oluyede, Chief of Defense Intelligence, Lieutenant General EAP Undeindeye. Now, Special Advisor to the Office of the Office of the National Security Advisor, Idayat Hassan, Director of Foreign Relations on the Office of the General of the National Security Advisor, Ambassador Ibrahim Babani, Acting CDA and Ambassador of Nigeria, Ambassador Nuru Biu, and Paul Alabi of the Embassy's Political and Economic Section. Now, all of these people are Ifulugo. Now, according to the statement, the meeting allowed for a frank, honest, and productive discussion about the ongoing persecution of Christians. They know they hide that. They say it is the way these people are still pressing Christians. When our government continues to say no, be Christians. Well, about the persecution of Christians and ongoing terrorist threats in Nigeria, and opportunities to strengthen cooperation and coordination between the United States and Nigeria to end the bloodshed. So they put them there. Now, it also added that the Nigerian delegation shared their government challenges and concerns regarding counterterrorism security assistance, protection and vulnerable communities, and perhaps ongoing issues involving violence across Nigeria. Now, the release noted that Congressman Moore clearly stating, he said, saying that clearly that the United States stands ready to coordinate and cooperate with Nigeria, adding that, as President Trump made abundantly clear, the United States will not tolerate continued violence against Christians or other forms of religious persecution. It's further stressed that President Trump does not make idle threat. That is, they talk for nothing, they blow breeze, something they demand. Now, he added that Moore will continue monitoring new development and pushing the Nigerian government to accept the open hand of cooperation to stop the ongoing persecution and violence against Christians and combat the threats terrorist groups pose in the Nigerian population. Now, Moore also issued a detailed statement after the meeting. See what he said. He said, today, I had a frank and honest productive discussion with senior members of the Nigerian government regarding the horrific violence and persecutions Christians face in Nigeria, ongoing terrorism in Nigeria. So when he says honest and violence, an honest conversation about the persecution of Christians, one would think, does it mean the Nigerian delegation eventually accepted those persecution of Christians and terrorism against Christians? Quoting him, he said, I made it crystal clear that the United States must see tangible steps to ensure the Christians are not subject to violence, persecution, displacement, and death simply for believing in our Lord Jesus Christ. Now, we stand ready to work cooperatively with the Nigerians to help their nation combats the terrorism perpetrated by Boko Haram, ISWAP, and Fulani militants. You see, every time they say this, they never cease to mention Fulani militants. But our government never even 1 second mentioned Fulani. Instead, now IPOB, where them for US never prescribe, then they be called terrorists for Nigeria. I just to make a point that. So he said, and Fulani militants against their population, specifically Christians in Northeast and Middle Belt regions of Nigeria. Now, the Nigerian government has the chance to strengthen and deepen its relationship with the United States. President Donald Trump, Congress, and united. That is, President Donald Trump and the Congress are united and serious in our resolve to end the violence against Christians and destroy terrorists and their groups within Nigeria. I urge Nigeria to work with us in cooperation and coordination of this critical issue. Now, earlier, you know, they said that. Of course, we know another attack don't happen for St. Mary's School, but here Riley also tweet again. He said enough is enough over the St. Mary's School attack. So he expressed deep sorrow over the incident today. You know, so that one, that statement when they make it today, I come talk about the statement. Now he wrote on his X and he said St. Mary's Catholic School in Nigeria was attacked overnight, with more than 50 students and teachers being kidnapped. Enough is enough. We must do everything we can to defend our brothers and sisters in Christ. Rep Riley Moore. That's what he put them. Prince Francis Chilakasa, make I take your opinion. My belly don't fool. So
right.
the way they use gauge their conversation with Nigerian government, you see the delegates, I deliberately mentioned and took time to mention the people who attend for it. Doesn't mean that the Nigerian government eventually succumbs or accepts the fact that we agree Christians are being killed more. Is it possible? Because back home they never agree.
No. The thing is this: the Nigerian government is being truthful by half. The Nigerian government is trying to be cocky in addressing the issue at hand. And so what the Nigerian government has done is to send people out, first and foremost, to try to douse the tension by saying that there is no genocide. That is on one side. Now, in order to sell that narrative, and for that narrative to be acceptable, they suddenly had a brainwave. And that brainwave now told them, no. Even Muslims are being killed. I agree with that. Honestly speaking, 100%, I agree. But where I keep asking that the government should answer is, who is killing who?
Mm-hmm. Because a Catholic priest yesterday even challenged them in the Congress open hearing that let them show anywhere where a Christian militia has killed anybody that is a Muslim.
So that's what I'm going to. Who are these people that are killing people? See, precious, let us call a spade a spade. Anybody that is a Muslim that is killed by these bandits, this Boko Haram, this terrorists, call them whatever I want to call them. The people they kill are people they refer to as, there's a language they use in describing them. They call them one funny language, very annoying language. You know, it is when they use that word on them that it gives them the pleasure. They call them infidels. So when they call you an infidel, it gives them the pleasure to say you are not worthy of being in the same space with them. So the Muslims you see them kill are Muslims. They have coined the word on them to say that these are infidels. They do not agree with our teachings. They do not agree with our way of doing things. So those Muslims that are being killed, to me, are nothing but collateral damage. Because the main target is the South. This afternoon, I think I was hearing somebody talking about Taraba State. And the person said that Taraba State is filled with IDP camps. The guy said on national radio, he said, look, I have lost since Saturday. He has lost, I think, 3 of his own relations. That people just go to farm and they disappear. You don't see them again.
What is all this?
That people will tell you, somebody will tell you, I am traveling to Sokoto, and you will not hear from the person again. You call the number, they will not be. You will call the people in Sokoto to confirm if that person has arrived. They will say no. So it's a terrible situation we have in our hands. And then, you know, he said something that he said, all the killings that are happening in Taraba is these people who are predominantly Christians. That all the villages have been sacked. That even as he's in, I think he's either he said he's doing a project somewhere in the southwest or so. They said you can't go back to Taraba. But because there is no home to go to. So these are very pertinent issues. So what the government is doing is indirectly saying, oh, yes, we agree, there's genocide, but it is not only Christians that are being killed, that even Muslims are being killed. So it is Muslims killing Muslims they don't consider as Muslims.
Because they're not extremist views.
Good, why taking out Christians? And the guy he said that the plan is that, okay, if we say that there's no genocide, precious, and that's the question everybody's asking. If we say that there's no genocide, those people that have been chased away from their ancestral homes, that are living in IDP camps, why can they not return back home? And who are those who have taken over those homes? Is it that the government cannot chase these people away? Is it that the government cannot do that? So the government, to a large extent, is complicit. The government knows what it's doing. The government knows what it's doing. And that is where everybody is upset with the kind of things they're putting out there. Because everybody knows that it is a targeted attack on the Christian community in the entire country. So these days, people go to sleep and they wake up, they're like, oh, precious, you find out you made it to a new day. If you're in Jos, if you're in Taraba, if you're in Benue, you made it to a new day. Clap for yourself. That is how people, the guy said, look, he says in Taraba, where do they run to? In Taraba, you can't run to Benue that is closer to them because Benue is having its own share of the killings. So where do you run to? Kwara has joined. Interestingly, even Kwara they have graduated from kindergarten straight to university. They are doing PhD in Kwara. That's what is happening. Kogi is there receiving his own share of it.
So there was a false alarm this afternoon about another attack on a school in Nasarawa State, I think. But the police don't come refute. I'm saying a line of false alarm. That kind of thing no happen at all. Now the question I say, whether Muslim jihadists they kill Christians, or now the Muslim jihadists they kill their fellow Muslims so they don't consider Muslim enough and all that. Waiting be the place of the state for saving lives and properties where they promise they go do. How can these people get into schools, kidnap children in their numbers and carry them they go? The next thing we'll say we're looking for ways to go and collect them. To the extent that even army will go to look whether they go fit to retrieve the girls. They shoot them for road. That means intel reach the bandits and say they come to rescue them and they shoot them, almost kill most of the military guys in road. So how bad? I don't. So it's really bad. That what is it so bad? I mean, the Nigerian military will go come on, we spend money for Liberia and all that. How is it so hard that we cannot make sure? See, even if they get moles within the military, is it hard to even fish out those moles? How is it so bad that we cannot stop this? Because whether na Fulani person they die, whether na Igbo person they die, whether na Benue person or Plateau person they die, life na life. Life matters. And that is the life that the president at each time of Nigeria sworn to protect. So if that life you don't sworn to protect them, is it so hard to call the shots? Just like Amechi told him yesterday, it is time to make the tough call. Is it too difficult for the president to make the tough call? I mean, if I'm saying this just reminds me of what he told Hajato Ahmed, that he doesn't want to, he cannot do anything about security, so they won't kill him. So is it that his own life is not better than the lives of all these people who don't they die? How many more people need to die?
Precious. You remember what Femi Adesina said? That the life of the president is worth more than the life of all Nigerians put together. He didn't mince words about that. And that is where the problem is. The problem is we have a system where the president is seen as a god. The president cannot be called to account. You cannot question him. When the president said subsidy is gone, he should also have said that insecurity is gone. He just waved that subsidy is gone. There was no formal document. There was no ministers in place, no economic team. He didn't even write it down. He just spoke it and said subsidy is gone. And immediately what happened? The price of petrol went up.
But he was hitting the ground running now. That was a campaign promise kept.
Your president woke up and said, oh, they are trying to blow up pipelines in the Niger Delta. And he said, I will not sit back and watch that happen. In other words, what he was interested in protecting is not the people of River State, but those pipelines. And before we could say, come and see, now, a consultant, an expatriate has been imposed on the state in the name of what? State of emergency. But yet, there are states where people are being killed on a daily basis. People are being maimed on a daily basis. What stops this presidency from declaring a state of emergency? Maybe because the people that are dying in the north or in the middle belt, maybe because they don't have crude oil on their body. But the people in rivers, they have crude oil all over their body. So, and you see, this is, when we talk about these things, it is so painful because this thing is something that could easily be nipped in the bud if the government is being sincere. I don't know if you know that we have quite a number of mobile policemen, which they call them Mopo. Precious, do you know why Mopo was set up?
Like military arm of police now.
So it was set up by what's his name now? Commissioner of Police. I remember IG of Police. Is this Sunday Adewusi or so? These are people that you use to go and confront wherever you have a riot. Oh, where are your mobile policemen today, Precious?
Sir?
Where are they? You want to know where they are?
Where?
Most of them are securing banks. Most of them are securing VIPs in their houses. It's in their cars, they sit in front. Carrying government rifle or government gun that your taxpayers' money paid for. They carry it to protect an individual. Some of them are busy escorting trucks carrying mineral resources that the Chinese people are mined from this country and taking out. So tell me, how do we move forward? Those are supposed to be the first in the front line. When you take them out, the military will come in. But that is not what is happening. And so, like I've said, and I've said it 10 times, you cannot, in good conscience, you cannot, as a man who is educated, you cannot rehabilitate somebody who has tested blood. You cannot do that. Because for you to be able to live in the bush with arms, Precious, you know that these guys are on drugs. You know that they're on drugs, they're alcoholics. So at every point in time you see them, they are high.
Muslims. Shegumi said they not be Muslims because Muslims say they take drugs.
Precious, leave this talk. Leave this, don't go that side.
Okay, sir. I'm sorry, sir. I give up.
These are people who are taking tramadol. Yes.
Yeah, but he said they smoke Igbo.
These are people who are taking a codeine.
Like somebody asked you, they smoke Igbo? Say they smoke Igbo, so they not be Muslims.
It's easy to No, let me finish. It's easy to deny people or a sect of people when what they're doing does not agree with your faith. But you don't deny them deep down. You just deny them on the surface to give people the impression that you are not part of them. We agree that all Muslims are not bad. I say that because I have quite a number of Muslim friends. But the bad ones have overshadowed the good ones. And that's why they say, now bad news, then they spread quick, past good news.
Okay, so let's go back to this conversation. I don't know if you've heard that. I don't want to play that video by Pastor Matthew Ashimolo. I no one play him because the thing won't leave you crying. He spoke about the Igbo massacre. He spoke about a lot of things. He said nobody tell him, saying grow up, saying Azaria then born him. So in grew up for the north. Saying they see the way they go houses, drag out Igbo people, then kill them, slaughter them just for being Igbo. So yes, that there is a genocide of particular tribe and religion in Nigeria and all of those. A lot of people expected men of God like this to have started speaking long ago before the US talk. Why did he have to take a US for some of them now, to don't begin come talk? While others talk,
let me tell you, Precious, calm down. Let me tell you. Let me tell you, you see, these are our men of God. Don't trust them for anything. Yes. Most of them, all they're interested in is the tithe and offering they collect from their church members. So don't trust them for anything. But the point is this, a lot of them are speaking out today because they don't want to be missing out on this thing they go to do in America. The conventions, the conferences, the church meetings they go to in America. So they don't want to lose out. They don't want to miss out. So they're not building their profile on social media. Because you know that if you go for American visa, they ask you to surrender your social media. So that's what they're doing.
Are you serious? So this is a deal that they use us rack. Not be say they really mean them. I don't.
Precious, what do you think? Didn't you see the one you have in Benue State that calls himself a Reverend Father? It's people like you that is making a lot of Catholics to stop going to church.
Ew.
You call yourself a Reverend Father. Your people are being slaughtered by the day like rats. And you come out on national TV and you're telling them there is no genocide in my state. And no, there's nothing, they're not killing people in my... Is it normal?
Hey.
Is it normal? No wonder when Daniel Bola said that when you join APC, your head they turn upside down. But that's the truth. For a priest. And I like the way other Catholic priests have come after him. They have told him the truth. If a priest can open his mouth and lie, openly he's lying, then what do you expect? Where do you expect to get the truth from? So a lot of them just sleep there. They're just building their CV.
All right.
Because they know that the people are annoyed.
So the Christian Pentecostal Association of Pentecostal Fellowship of Nigeria don't come out contact, but they describe the Kwara church invasion as a stark manifestation of escalating genocide against Christians for inside Nigeria. And just like you thought, Catholic priests don't come out talk about how did they use killing people. How did they say? In fact, say nobody go fit tell them say genocide no dey. And interestingly, in Benue State, now the Catholic priests from come just as you talk now. When in the Oga never agree say there's genocide against their people. But then I would like us to move this very quickly to the angle of the United States. I mean, we don't talk about all the schools. Parents don't they withdraw their children from the school. It was panic today as parents rush come school to come withdraw their children from school because of this incident which happened for inside St. Mary's School. And as I tell you, the US don't really react to her and say, it don't do. In fact, as I was saying, the Benue Catholic priest declared that people are facing strong genocide. So please, they need all the help within figure. But one other very shocking incident, now the one we get to do with Ogun State, where it be saying, just your backyard here where you did, sir. Where we hear say Ogun State Police Command don't move to allay fears for inside Ajebo community for Obafemi Owode local government area. After a viral social media video alleged that headsmen were preparing to launch an attack in Ogun State. So this was contained, of course, in a statement to ABC Inputs. excuse me, and all that. So as we speak right now, they don't make sure they don't reinforce, troops and all that go there. The commissioner of police of the states don't talk. They don't talk, say they will put men there and say make people cool down. The operatives discovered that Fulani settlers in Ajibo are not hostile migrants, but long-standing residents living peacefully within the community. And that's what they hear, that's what people can't talk. But this one will be say this fear like this don't reach Ogun State. How far?
Not be say precious. No, they ask me that question. They make me invest. What be how far?
Sorry, sir.
The chicken has come home to roast. See, let me tell you the truth.
So
we are all pretending. We're all, when something happens around you and does not affect you, you just think that you are the apple of God's eye. And that is what is happening. Those of us in Lagos, we just hear of kidnap here, and burglar here, somebody got killed somewhere and all of that. It is coming closer. It is coming closer. We will wake up one morning and find out that Nigeria has been circled. As it is today, Nigeria is sitting on a keg of gunpowder, waiting to explode. I remember, I think it was on your channel, I was telling you about a professional colleague that was kidnapped in Shagamu.
Yes, you said so.
It was not the only one. They said I think there were about 5 or 6 of them that they kidnapped. And this man said that he worked, the kind of work he worked, he had never worked it in his life. And they were beating them as they were walking. So it's such that you cannot fall back. That if you fall back and they see that you're delaying them, they will shoot you.
Just waste you, may you waste their time.
I mean, come off a road. That reminds me of my friend who said today, the guy who said today, says, look, people wake up in Taraba and they go to their farm, they never come back.
And the farm are their means of livelihood. So what
the funny thing is that the government never talks about it. He said, look, if they report the number of killings going on in Taraba, Plateau, Benue, and you will run. That you will run. Now, last week Saturday, you know what it means for someone to tell you that last week Saturday that he lost 3 of his family members.
And that's unannounced though. We never hear that one.
Who will announce it?
Huh.
And he said, now, when that these are, people that these are supposed to be people who before now they lived in peace. There was no quarrel over land, nothing. But the way it is now, that go and make inquiries. That 80% of Taraba is an IDP camp. So what are we really talking about?
Just like Atuku talk, why did they have to call for state of emergency?
Simple. Because this thing has gone beyond Telewere. That's not beyond Telewere. It's not a joke. Nigerians today, we don't sleep with our eyes closed. We sleep with one eye, waiting to hear where the next action will come from. Like I keep saying, I say with all sense of respect, humility, pride, this is not the Nigeria I grew up in.
And
I feel so ashamed with leadership in this country.
So, and this is more painful because they even affect our children now with the NYSC scheme where they go on now. A couple of youths who left for orientation camp, they don't kidnap them. Some of them, there is one trending on a few of them trending on social media just because they didn't go serve their fatherland. So programs like this, is it not time we did away with them? Because we know fit handle security of these children. Why would I have in my mind that my child may die if they go for youth service? And if they say, get hand for where they won't post your pikin go. Shouldn't you just do away with this? Because it's very painful to hear all of this time and time again.
The problem with this country is that for every misfortune of this country, there are people that are benefiting from it. For every misfortune. There are people benefiting from it. They're benefiting from it financially. They're benefiting from it by having contracts. They're benefiting from it from having contacts. They're benefiting from it because they're holding the people that should hold them accountable to ransom.
Now that you're talking about benefiting from it, now the governor of the Kebbi State governor, remember, he don't they talk say military been they positioned around school. So what's made them come the military checkpoint and made it by the school. So he's saying that he's going to today Friday. He issued the request during meetings with the minister of defense, Matawale. You know, say that one don't Oga Matawale don't move good there to make sure they bring back our girls for training Kebbi. The minister visited, following the incident. So he said why he asked what was the reason for military staff assigned to the college? Why did they leave their duty post at 3 a.m. early morning, allowing the bandits to assault the school by 4 a.m.? Then leave 3 a.m. 1 hour later. Why did they leave? And then I am urging the minister to conduct an investigation into why the military retreated at such a critical time, despite intelligence indicating a probable attack. And remember, I said this now almost the same pattern we follow with Chibok girls. Remember, where they said don't open school yet, or military do this or not, and it happened. Why do we have the same Jonathan script repeating itself right now?
If you ask me, now who I go ask? The matter where they ground now, it is scatter my head.
Sorry, sir.
So you they ask me, who give military instruction to leave the base? You go ask Yarima who give an instruction to stand in front of house when they construct. So you need to understand where we are in this country. You have a military that is completely compromised. And this compromising is because you have allowed bad eggs to mix with your good eggs. So it's going to be difficult to find out which one is bad and which one is good.
We promise Boko Haram that they repent, they can even become president of this country. General Bio promised them that. Now remember now. Say they can become president.
Now this is where the problem lies. The problem is that somebody somewhere believes that this Boko Haram, this militants, this terrorists, that they are more human than you and I. So that is just it. People feel that, oh, you do not need to touch them. You do not need to punish them. And so because they know, so people say, now person when the papa send message, if your papa say, Precious, go and steal from that house. When you reach there, you don't go knock for door. When I get, you go use your boot, break the door down, because your papa, they protect you for back. So there must be somebody somewhere, promising them heaven and earth, providing insurance for them, providing cover for them. So it's now left for government. You were giving names of 400 sponsors. Your country, Nigeria, is bleeding. Nigeria is sliding into anarchy. Is this not the right time for the president to unleash those names? So that Nigerians will now know, say, man, this guy, maybe and they follow the chop body. So now they do this thing. But the government does not have the willpower to do that. They don't have what it takes to do that. So as it is today, every Nigerian is providing his or her own security. That is how bad it has gotten.
All right, sir. So let's quickly move on. I mean, a lot of other issues don't happen. NLC don't talk, say they know like the politicization of the situation. Schools don't shut down for Plateau State and some of the other states. Concourse don't come at the talk, say this kidnapping of students don't they go on too long, say no good. But let's move on to Nnamdi Kanu's case very quickly. So that
hold on.
Sir?
Please, next time in your bulletin, don't put NLC, because NLC does not exist. NLC led by Joe Ajere is not in existence.
You don't declare them null and void.
I don't declare them non grata. They are of no use to Nigerians. They are not even of any use to workers. So let them stay where they are. Just leave them. Don't be bringing such people to your bulletin. Don't even give them that airtime.
Okay,
Don't
sir.
give it to them.
All right, sir. Noted, sir. Let's move on to Nnamdi Kanu's case as Uchechi Ukukano, the wife of the indigenous people of Biafra, Nnamdi Kanu's leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, don't raise alarm over the transfer of her husband to Sokoto State by the Nigerian authorities. Now, in her reports, Aloy Jimakol, the counsel, so Nnamdi Kanu also posted it that he can confirm that he's been, the IPOB leader has been sent to Sokoto State. Information reaching me, he said, about 3 hours ago is that my husband, she said rather, information reaching me about 3 hours ago is that my husband has arrived to Sokoto prison. Those who went to see him today did not give me any updates on his transfer. Rather, they ran to social media to broadcast it. If you all do not sit up and behave in a civilized and professional manner, I will stress you with my stress. And I promise you, you will be stressed. Enough of your theatrics. Be warned. That's what she put up for her social media handle. People don't talk. So which one be this one again? His transfer has been, of course, has been met with condemnation on social media, especially given the incidents of insecurity reported in Sokoto State. Now, the President Bola Tinubu Nigerian government had transferred the detained leader of indigenous people of Biafra, Nnamdi Kanu, to from the DSS custody to Sokoto State. Nnamdi Kanu's legal team had condemned the judgment, of course, but this now is happening. I don't know, but a lot of people they talk say, considering say the people who fight the most, now the northerners with the mouth, when fight verbally, no be say carry gun, now the northerners carrying him to more like put for the hands of those same people, way more like he exposed their guilt. It's not like he fought them because he just exposed whatever it was. Not all the northerners, some of them. So taking him there now, will he not endanger his life?
Well, for me, I think the game plan is just to take Kanu out by hook or by crook.
To kill him.
Well, I didn't use the word kill. I said take out.
That's what a lot of people have said. I think I heard somebody say Shomura also alleged that.
So you it's like having somebody. I watched quite a number of films where an American police officer in the movie, his job was to arrest drug barons, and in 2 years he was able to arrest a handful of them. Then in between, he now fell out with the law and was taken to court, and the court found him guilty and sentenced him, I think, to 4 years in prison. Now, what did he do? Or what did the court do? They took him to one prison where they know that to survive from there, he needs something, he needs grace of God. So I think that is what has been done to Kanu. But then let's watch and see what unfolds. I just hope that the prison authorities in Sokoto will have what it takes to provide security for him, so that something bad does not happen to him.
Okay, so looking at a bit of the things and what happened for in case, a lot of people expected that, following the plea by over 40 lawmakers, we come together, plead to President Tinubu to jumping into the situation and perhaps just declare the case nulli prosecute or enter a nulli prosecute for the case, or direct the Attorney General to enter a nulli prosecute, because now the Attorney General of the Federation, in fact, now Malamina start to prosecute Nnamdi Kanu and Oga Fabimi take over the case as the new Attorney General of the Federation. Why is it hard for the President to enter nulli prosecute on this case, considering that the same thing will be say The same way he inherits Nnamdi Kanu case, and so he inherits Shore case. Shore was also in custody at the time he came into government because of the things he said about Buhari and all that, and the revolution now. Buhari make sure say he did in custody small. But he came into a government, and the Attorney General entered a nollie prosecuting his case, and they say he not get anything to answer. Then leave him. He's a free man today. So why is it difficult? Is it because, again, people said because Nnamdi Kanu is so uncouth, he's arrogant, he shouts so much, so they won't teach him lesson? Well, that's the reason, because even respond today when he said that, he responded and said people who thought that he doesn't really respond to judges, that in so many cases don't they when he shout back for judges too, when they see him. So the fact saying he own shout no trend there, no me saying no shout for judges. Or sometimes the thing they enter your body, make you talk like that.
Precious. Yeah. I want you and I to reason at things as humans. Humans that have what it takes to be called a human being. Nnamdi Kanu was on trial. He was on trial over acts considered to be terrorism. Yes. He was on trial for how many years? Almost 10 years. You know, he was on trial for his life because his life was on trial. And if your life is on trial, Precious, you will do whatever it takes. If it means shouting down on the judge, you will do it. So for the judge, Justice Omotosho, to read his judgment and make reference to his behavior in court, that is a fallacy, that is unacceptable. You know, so these are issues. The issue is that the government feels, oh, if we set this guy free, he may do more harm than good. You know, even that some of them feel that bringing this guy out will erode the publicity that they are enjoying today. So these are the issues. Everybody you see, most of them are not patriotic. They don't even understand what patriotism is. So yes, for me, I feel that the way Nnamdi Kanu's case has been treated has not been treated fairly. Precious, I'll tell you something. You talked about MC Olomo. You talked about every other person that has
mentioned that here, except you want to mention that. So so MC Olomo do anything with this similar with waiting Nnamdi Kanu do, because he made a lot of utterances during the election. Sir?
Running up to the 2023 election, you remember MC Olomo said that anybody that refuses to vote APC should be dealt with. And when people complained, oh, the police said it was a joke. But that joke was taken too far.
And the Yashiku,
I lost my neighbor, my next door neighbor.
Wow. How?
Because on that day of the election, some hoodlums, I heard that they were beating somebody somewhere. So a young man decided to do a video. And when they sighted him, they ran after him. So he ran, entered my neighbor's compound. And my neighbor came out and told them, please, you wait outside, let me bring the boy out. One of them just pushed the man. Elderly man, the man fell and hit his head on the floor. And that was it. Jeez. Nobody was held responsible. Nobody was arrested, you know, and that was it.
Today.
I said that was it till today. Wow. So tell me.
And they're not feel
what's the difference?
No, not feel so.
What's the difference between that?
To carry case against these people, them say, oh, you've killed someone. And perhaps MC Olomo will lead the utterance to say, oh, now your utterance.
Am I the state to sue him? It is the state. But if the people who have the cops refuse to take it up, you just waste your own time and your energy. But the point I'm trying to make is that you had an MC Olomo who instigated. You may call it a joke, but when what he said got out, it became wildfire. And that's a major problem. So for me, I would say this, that in order to have peace, Precious, you need justice. Any peace you have devoid of justice is peace of the graveyard. Everyone had expected that your president, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, would have listened to people who came to him, even though they come during the day and say, let Kanu go. And then they come back in the night and say, leave that boy there. He should have, as an elder statesman, taken that first one than the other one. So it is very, very, for me, it is rather unfortunate that we seem to have two laws in this country.
All right, sir. So let me quickly address something. Somebody here is accusing us of defending a terrorist, Nnamdi Kanu. The same way Nnamdi Kanu would be a terrorist is the same way. See, it's the US government don't time and time again call headsmen, that is armed Fulani militias, we don't sack communities, kill dozens of people across the Middle Belt. They don't call them terrorists. Your government and people like you have refused to call them terrorists. Are you no more of a terrorist for not calling the people that are actual terrorists? Are you no more of a terrorist? That's on the one hand. As much as I do not agree with the utterances of Nnamdi Kanu, and I don't support him, but then again, most of the things he revealed about attacks on his people and all that, is it not happening now? How did he get those information if they're happening now? And then let's look at it again. Nnamdi Kanu was bad. He's a terrorist. He did everything bad. Tell me the things Nnamdi Kanu did that Igboho did not do. When Nnamdi Kanu's house was searched, cashier of arms were seen in his, when Igboho's house was searched, cashier of arms were seen in his house. Tell me the ammunition will be said they see for Nnamdi Kanu house when they search a house. Please tell me. Till today, not one weapon of mass destruction was seen in Nnamdi Kanu's hand as evidence. Rather, radio transmitter was seen as an evidence. Are you supporting, the one supporting this evil? Are you no more of a terrorist for supporting this evil?
No, Precious, and I have Precious.
No.
Hold on, please hold on. I don't know who that's
when people think that because you are against injustice, you are supporting evil. What people are
Precious, do you know, Precious, let me help the person. You know that this judgment,
we don't call bandits, Fulani headsmen. We don't call them terrorists. How come the people who have attacked people today will not see them? They reintegrate them, put them back into the military. Now they cannot go to reintegrate. Tell me the crime he committed. That is the murder when he commits. Tell me one person he killed. Now, a man that is a terrorist and a leader of ISWAP was given 20-year sentence, 20 years. But Nnamdi Kanu was giving a life sentence. Why? That is selective justice. That's what people are complaining about. And if you still hear all this and support it, may it happen to you and your generation.
Precious, hold on. Precious, let me just tell I don't know who that your viewer is or listener, but this is something I need to say. When you think or when you say that we're supporting terrorists, do you know that the judgment delivered on Nnamdi Kanu has now confirmed that people died at the Lekki toll gate?
Which government consistently denied?
But this judgment, for you to pass such judgment on somebody and you say he was the one encouraging people to do things. See, I've said to myself that I didn't want to toe the line of tribalism. But I must say this.
Because I'm sorry to say.
I'm coming, please, I'm coming. Okay. I must say this because it hurts me. It hurts me in the sense that I took time to listen to Justice Omotosho's judgment. And he kept talking about Lagos. At some point, I said, it appears that the whole reason why Nnamdi Kanu was renditioned from Kenya and put on trial is because of the mayhem. Excuse me. It's because of the mayhem
If you need to take a minute, please take a minute.
It's because of the mayhem and the destruction of properties that happened in Lagos. That's it. So it was more like Lagos suing Nnamdi Kanu, disguising it as federal government suing Nnamdi Kanu. If you take time to listen to that. So for me, I came to the conclusion that yes, this judgment has proven that yes, people died at Lekki tollgate.
So another angle I want to take this. I'm so sorry because after this I'll go play the recording of waiting happened. Waiting, I think a U.S. Congressman James also said yesterday. Now people are now looking at it from this angle that could it be that the government was easy to let Igboho off the hook because he's a Muslim, if he is one? Could it be that MC Olomo till today is not questioned because he's a Muslim? If we are to play the religious card now that they want us to play, or that they say the US is playing, the reason MC Olomo was not held responsible for the same utterances he made that is close to what Nnamdi Kanu made, the reason he has not been held accountable to today, is it because he's a Muslim? That's the question people are asking. Is it because he's a Muslim? Nobody is saying that Nnamdi Kanu is, oh, he's super, he's right and all that. His utterance, or the way he went about his statement may have not been good, but the things he said, are they working now or not? That's it. And then secondly, okay, we condemn him. Even if the things were not working, we condemn him. He's evil. He's a terrorist. Please, Fulani headsmen, when are you going to proscribe them? Are they not terrorists? They have killed and sacked communities and even lived on top of the people's graves in their houses, using their ancestral homes. Please, which is worse? Which is worse?
Well, we're
still calling them bandits. They're the ones who are still calling bandits that we can't even call terrorists that they are. Why are we not calling a spade in this country, for crying out loud?
No, but Precious, have you also not noticed that when
they go for one, they go for everybody? Because you're
Precious, calm down now, calm down. Have you also not noticed that those who keep telling you, selling the narrative that, oh, it is not only Christians that are being killed, they find it difficult to call Fulani headsmen.
They don't mention them.
They find it difficult.
Oh, Jerry, Nigerians, let me open phone lines. People can call in and then they talk again. When I don't finish the talk, I will go back and play that statement by Congressman James anyway. But let me quickly take this call. Good evening and welcome. Hello. Hello. Are you there?
Sorry, Precious. Oh, sorry, Precious. I was still listening on.
Okay. Okay. So if you want to talk, go ahead. Laura, good evening and welcome, Jerry.
Yeah, let me just take a minute to talk. I want to, Prince Chilaka, please don't go. I want to stay for only 2 minutes. You know, I'm avoiding any talk on Nnamdi Kanu because it is
when Laura starts like this, sleep they catch you. Laura will just take 3 hours.
No, she said at 2 minutes. She don't go past 2 minutes. It's a quick one.
Oh no, Prince Chilaka, please stay on because I'm enjoying your talk. I'm just going to stay for 2 minutes and go. You see, I've just been hello.
Yes, go ahead, please.
I've just been listening and I've deliberately said I'm not going to say anything about Nnamdi Kanu. I've deliberately avoided that thing completely. I don't know enough, and I believe that when you don't know enough about something, you listen to people. I'm not the one who is feeling the pain of what the people in the Southeast are feeling. So I don't have a right to tell them how to feel and stuff. So I've only been listening in that regard. See, I did a lot of listening to the congressional committee in the US. You know, I just watched an update from Fox News now. It was only about 2 minutes long. And apparently it's like Trump has responded again today.
Let's talk again. I beg, remind me.
Nigerian matter, because 3 schools, Kebbi, Niger, and St. Mary's. I think the one in Niger State is St.
Mary's.
It's St. Mary's.
St. Mary's.
And there's one in Guara or something. I don't know. It's like 2 or 3 schools. You see, people who say the US wants to destabilize, you know, they make me laugh. One of the best ways that the US destabilizes a country, do you know what they do? They look for disgruntled sections of the society and they arm them. And they don't just arm them, they back them. we are in such a vulnerable state in our country that you don't stoke more problems. You are in such a... I thought they said Jagaban is the Jagaban of politics, so he only knows local politics. I thought he was an international specialist. When you are in a vulnerable state and you are saying a foreign power wants to destabilize you, at that point in time, you are doing everything to inculcate unity among all the federating units. That is not the time when you are stoking one group of people. Because if US want to arm any group of people in the country today, US will say they are arming the people, but literally they are the ones fighting. Look at the white helmets in Syria. When they focus on Syria through that, when they armed a group through Syria, see, the group fighting on ground, America is fighting on air. They are giving you all the area bombardment and cover that you need. I just laugh. See, I thought they said Tinubu was smart. This is not the time. I watched the Minister of Information. This is not the time to still be playing divisory politics, because you already saw one black guy in the congressional hearing talking about Nnamdi Kanu. That tells you he has a high number.
Did you even see? I think I need to play that. I don't know if you noticed what the guy. I don't know if you noticed what that guy did with that statement. It is very tricky, and I will play it after your statement. He mentioned Nnamdi Kanu, and then he mentioned the fact that he's been facing trial for 10 years. That he mentioned both the UN and an appeal court had freed him, but the government refused to free him. And then he now said that he's now defending himself as though he didn't have access to lawyers. And then he now said, after that, he now mentioned that this is the kind of persecution Christians have been. So are they now linking this to the Christian genocide they're talking about?
See, I just see, I Precious, I just sit down and they laugh everything from corner. Prince Chilaka, they laugh. See, Prince Chilaka or Precious, did any of you watch or follow Madam Secretary when that series was on? You see how America exploits divisions within nations. Oh, there's Sri Lankan government, there are Tamil Tigers, there are separatists. If America won't deal with you, they will leave the government alone. They will arm, infiltrate, and empower. You see that thing that black guy did? Very dangerous. I'm glad you noticed it, but I don't want to speak up against my country because we are beginning to get into difficult waters. When I saw the NSA go straight to Pete Hegseth, yes. And if you watch that Madam Secretary, when you go and meet the Secretary of State, all the things they want to ask from you, good, bad, horrible, plus open your border, we want to deport people to your country. America will maximize that opportunity. That's the other side of them. Watch Madam Secretary, you see a lot of some of these things. Precious.
Yes, please.
This is not the time. I thought they said Tinubu was smart. This is not the time when you are exploiting ethnic and separatist groups who already have a history and a lot of pent-up anger. This is not because everything is doing with Nnamdi Kanu is for 2027 election. Tinubu does not think beyond 2027, and that is the people who are dictatorial in nature, Hitler, Mussolini, all of them. The hubris of their character is that they always have yes men around. I don't want to go into that. You see, you are in a delicate position. If America won't deal with it, because what that man did there was very tricky. These are some of the oldest democracies. They play democracy, the good, the bad, and the ugly. Before our country was formed. Precious, that guy did a very calculated thing. He presented Nnamdi Kanu's matter as part of the Christian genocide.
I'm telling you, I noticed that, and I said, this is
a national security risk. That thing right there was a national security issue. I will go and look for that man's name and look for his constituency. Does he have a high number?
I think it's James. I think it's Congress James. I've forgotten James what now.
Does he have a high number of people? Because I think I saw Texas at the top of his name. I don't know. I will go check. Is he a rep from let me not go into that. But Precious, I don't want to linger because let Prince Chilaka carry on the program. You see that thing that man did in that place to say Nnamdi Kanu's persecution, especially when someone was just given only 20 years, who had been a leader of people who have taken arms against the country. Not taking arms against the country. If I were the constituents of that man, I will lobby, I will put money, and I will say part of the things that you put on the table to say, if you don't meet these things, we are coming with boots on ground. Put Nnamdi Kanu. See, Nigerians, we too they do emotional thing. Learn from Israel. I love Israel. See, Israel has IPAC in America, a lobbyist group. Israel has IPAC in the UK. The entire UK Labour Party right now, it is IPAC that they handpicked the MPs. Literally, they pump money. I thought Igbo people say they have money. Again, it is the governors of the Southeast who are afraid of Nnamdi Kanu's influence in the Southeast. That's the way I see it. They're afraid of his influence because if a man who speaks and the entire men in an area will do his bidding. Well, not all, but a good number of the youths, they believe in him. Let me not hog this program. Precious.
Yes, please.
Stop see, there are people that have money. They say they're from the Southeast. You know, they have connections in America. You have a high number of people gather money, sponsor key senators, go and lobby. Tinubu is lobbying. You go and lobby. Put money on the table and sponsor people's elections and tell them if somebody you know is in that committee, go and tell the person that put it on the table all the conditions you are giving to the Nigerian government for boots not to be on ground Nigeria. Nnamdi Kanu should be released and sent out of the country as a condition. Okay, you're not to step foot in Nigeria until this government is gone. If you don't put it on the table, boots on ground. Because Nigerians, I listened to the minister today in Shehu Okibale's show. They are afraid of boots on ground. That is what they are afraid of because you look useless. You are like Bashar al-Assad, the prime minister or the president of Syria. So, for me, Tinubu has lost the plot.
They're still lobbying, but I mean, not be your brother the Nebala talk saying they beat in chest, saying no, say US no go do anything, say they don't talk to them, they will calm down. Thank you, Jerry, my sister. Let me not disturb your life.
Because you remember when you upset this Friday, I said, relax. The real thing that is pushing this matter, there is God, but there is another thing, and that is another day we'll talk about it. You see, MAGA, I told you from the beginning, this is being powered by Trump's core base, the evangelical church. That is where people should go and lobby. Southeast people, go and lobby the evangelical church. I yield the mic.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. So let me quickly play that video by U.S. Congressman, and let's quickly take a listen.
Psalm 96:14 asks, "Who will rise up for me against the wicked? Who will take a stand for me against evildoers?" Nigeria is facing one of the gravest religious freedom crises in the world. As the former chairman of the House Foreign Affairs Committee on Africa, I have visited and have seen firsthand the direness of the conditions in what is now the deadliest place on earth to be a Christian. They are targeted, displaced, and killed simply for their faith. The ancient plea, "Is there no help for the widow's son?" still echoes today. Since 2019, nearly 17,000 Christians have been killed. In the first 7 months of this year alone, hundreds more were murdered. On June 13th, during the Yellowater massacre, more than 280 Christians were slaughtered in a single day. These are not isolated tragedies, but a sustained pattern of religiously motivated violence, often ignored or even enabled by the Nigerian government. Extremist groups like Boko Haram, Fulani militants, and ISIS West Africa attack often without any meaningful intervention from authorities. The lack of response has created an atmosphere of impunity where Christians continue to live in constant threat and fear. The United States has previously recognized this crisis. President Trump not only designated Nigeria as a country of particular concern during his first term, but redesignated it again in his second term after President Biden inexplicably removed that designation. Religious persecution is tied to political repression and weakening institutions in Nigeria. Example, the detention of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is a clear example. In 2022, Nigeria's Court of Appeal struck down the charges against him and ordered his release. The UN Working Group on Arbitrary Detention has also called for his unconditional release. Yet he remains in solitary confinement, in deteriorating health, and recently had to represent himself in court. Nigeria has signaled that the law is optional and targeting Christians is fair game. Just hours ago this morning, despite the pleas and cries of the Nigerian people and many Nigerian lawmakers, Nnamdi Kanu was convicted on all charges. For fiscal year 2025, the U.S. has requested nearly $8 billion for sub-Saharan Africa. But when Americans see political prisoners, judicial defiance, and the slaughter of Christians, they understandably ask as they meet their own struggles, why should our tax dollars support governments that refuse to protect their own people? Is our aid aiding a genocide? Nigeria is a nation of tremendous potential, but that potential is being choked out by violent persecution of its Christian population. No country can build a stable future where churches are burned, believers are killed, and communities live in fear. The United States must stay engaged, and Nigeria must change course now.
All right, so that's it. You've seen that. That's not the narrative we see. They use the guy. You see the way you see the way he stylishly put that. Oh my goodness. Okay, so Donald Trump has also responded, just like Laura just informed me. I had to go dig his response out as played by Fox News. Make a look whether I go play him sharp because Trump the vex. The first thing we talk now, I am very, very, very at the vex. In fact, at the vex where we miss Martin is speak to what is going on in Nigeria, because it can't be like saying a test of him mouth. Say, make we see what you go feed do now. Make we just do this attack. You feel like say you go feed do something, Abi. Let's see what you can do. And this is really very disheartening. Prince Francis Chilaka, let me take your input on this before I quickly go to other conversations, and we'll come back to Donald Trump. A lot of people don't come out and talk. Somebody like Obi Kubana, doctor, say that the Southeast will not be the same again following this incident. There's something delivered to me said. He said that Tinubu would, free Nnamdi Kanu eventually, that he just wants it to look like a prize that is hard to win, something that you'd fight hard to get, that is difficult to get, more like a Pyrrhic victory for the Nigerian state. So, and that's what he said. Do you believe that?
Well, if it is the Tinubu that we all know, I don't see Tinubu letting Nnamdi Kanu off. Because if he would have, the case wouldn't have continued. By now, the case would have ended. I remember the governor of Abia State, governor of Enugu State, at different times have asked that Mr. President should hand over Nnamdi Kanu to them. But you see, my problem with the leaders of the Southeast, whatever has happened to Nnamdi Kanu, whatever is happening in the Southeast in terms of the sit at home, in terms of the killing, is governors, the leaders of the Southeast are copying. I hold them responsible because they have not done what they were supposed to do. So they are solely responsible for that. So honestly, I don't see that kind of preferential treatment given to Nnamdi Kanu by Bola Ahmed Tinubu. I don't see that.
All right, so if we follow waiting Aloy Jimako talk yesterday, so waiting be the thing when Nnamdi Kanu talk. Aloy that women leader something I talk where she said that this guy has been raising alarm that these people are infiltrating your forest and they'll come and kill your people. So he built the armed wing of IPOB, which is the ESN, to protect their own forest against the people who attack people. The fact that there is renewed attacks in schools across Nigeria right now, especially Middle Belt, and gradually creeping towards the west, the fact that farmers no longer go to their farm, could it be enough excuse for Nnamdi Kanu to, create a militia group to protect, in the name of protecting his own people?
Precious, you see, when you talk about militia group, honestly speaking, this whole thing about ESN, when it was being talked about, I was one of those who said that it was not necessary. And why I said it was not necessary, because when you create a group like that and the chain of command is not strong, it's not holding them down, they are bound to become reckless. which is what happened. And when you talk about people creating their own, call them soldier, whatever you want to call them, Asadu Dokubo has his own. Has anybody arrested him? Nobody. At some point, Igboho had his own. But let me ask a question, Precious. You remember the woman that, the group that tried to seize the radio station in Ibadan? To announce...
Yes.
Yes. What has happened to them? Yes, what has happened to them? So what you have in Nigeria is selective justice. That's why every day Nigeria say, pray, make Nigeria not happen to you.
Okay. All right, let me quickly play Trump's response for those who are listening. Please kindly take a listen to what Trump had to say just 2 minutes ago.
It is a disgrace. The whole thing is a disgrace. They're killing people by the thousands. Nigeria is a disgrace. The whole thing is a disgrace. They're killing people by the thousands. It's a genocide, and I'm really angry about it. And we pay, we give a lot of subsidy to Nigeria. We're going to end up stopping. The government's done nothing. They're very ineffective. They're killing Christians at will. And, until I got involved in it 2 weeks ago, nobody even talked about it.
Well, President Trump is reacting today to what we've been covering for a couple of weeks now, but really leaned in with my panel that I hosted at the UN at the request of Ambassador Michael Waltz. And he also invited superstar rapper Nicki Minaj, because she has a pastor who's Nigerian and has jumped into this as an advocate for those under attack. Horrific violence in Nigeria against mostly Christians, and a third mass kidnapping this week alone. So it's getting worse under President Tinubu over there. In this attack, gunmen targeted a Catholic school just days after that attack on a Christian church. Islamic terrorists in Nigeria. There are now 22 of those groups, including Boko Haram, and some of them are aligned with ISIS. They are targeting Christians and have been for years. Some experts, as well as the president, are saying that the mass slaughter needs to be contained. And you heard him here. The government now over there has to do something about this. I joined U.S. Ambassador Waltz for an event on the crisis earlier this week.
I served in Nigeria helping train their Navy SEALs for hostage rescues and to go find these girls. And Harris, it is horrific what is happening to them right now. We were able to get many of them back, but not all of them. And as a father of a daughter, it's just horrific to think little girls, 8, 9 years old, being kidnapped out of their schools and sold into Islamic sex slavery.
Senior Foreign Affairs correspondent Greg Palcott has the latest. Greg.
Hi, Harris. That's right. More violence in Nigeria. Christians again under fire. A Catholic secondary school in the town of Gwara in northwestern Nigeria attacked by gunmen. Local media says as many as 52 kids were kidnapped. A desperate search involving military and police is on right now. And yes, earlier this week, a Catholic church nearby was attacked. 2 people were killed and 38 worshipers abducted. The ransom per person, $69,000. Thousands of Christians have been killed in recent years there, leading some, yes, to speak of a Christian genocide. President Trump has branded Nigeria a country of particular concern regarding religious freedom, threatening to apply sanctions and send in U.S. troops. Here's how a State Department official put it at a congressional briefing yesterday.
The Trump administration is developing a plan to incentivize and compel the Nigerian government to better protect Christian communities and improve religious freedom.
Still, the Trump administration and analysts say others are getting hurt, too, by Islamist terrorists, organized bandits, militants. 25 children were kidnapped at another school in western Nigeria on Monday. 1 escaped. That happened in a Muslim area. Harris, Nigerian officials claim they are not persecuting any religion, but many analysts say at the very least they are certain that the government officials are not protecting their own citizens. Back to you.
Yeah, and as we've been pointing out, it's mostly young girls and women And that's what we saw in that church. And those new numbers are just heartbreaking. How many more people were kidnapped and killed in that church attack that we showed this week? Greg, thank you very much for the update.
Hey everyone, I'm Emily Campagno. Catch me and my co-host.
Professor Chilaka, there are a couple of things that were within Trump talk, saying they're very, very angry, saying they give us a lot of incentives and all that. More like, what would they do with the money than what did they give us, you know? And that's very touching to see. And with this renewed attacks and all that, I forgot to state earlier that for the church abduct the people who didn't kidnap for the church, we hear saying that 100 million naira and they put for the head of each of them. So I mean the girls here. So if you look at 100 million times 30 something people, so that's about 3 point something there, 3.3 billion thereabouts. Now BC then put for their head for them to fit release them. And then we have, you know, the school children again to contend with. If you were to advise the government for this kind, we see the way the international community use report that's Fox News, by the way. So how what's the Nigerian government supposed to do at this time to prove sitting there on top of their game?
See, first thing first, the government needs to publicly admit that there's a problem. You don't solve a problem that you have not recognized. So the government needs to admit that there's a problem, there's genocide going on. Now, when they agree on that, they should now extend the hand of olive to the American president to give them troops who will come and work side by side with them, give them technology, provide them with the manpower to operate these things. That's what they need. But see, this whole grandstanding of, you know, we're sovereign state, we're not, and this is hogwash at this point in time. What we need at this point in time is action, and that action is shoot at sight any terrorist, any bandit, any headsman carrying gun, shoot at sight. That is the message the government should pass.
Okay, so let's quickly touch on that religious issues. Here with Bianca, your sister, talk, and then let's just move that. And Nigerians, the talk say if PDP don't reply to Tinubu for postponing in international trips, say that one are just mere tokenism. You know, reach your mind, even though you know you just do right. And it is something good luck Ebele Jonathan said that people have been dragging him for since, like I passed my never generator. I mean, since we're looking at Nigerian politics now. And I remember also considering the fact that Goodluck also suffered this exact fate in 2014, 2015, before he took over government. There was something he said, people don't think him, they talk him, they go say, and people they wonder why this kind of thing he will get to talk about. But before I go there, make I go straight to the vessel where they intercept, where they coming from Brazil. Say they detained 20 Filipinos, and this vessel carry cocaine laden. That is cocaine 9 fuller. I beg, why would they carry a whole shipment of cocaine? What's in the whole shipment of cocaine they do for Nigeria? That's not the question. Would you mind to react to that very quickly before we go back to good luck?
What I want to say with the rate at which drugs are entering this country is alarming. Honestly, something needs to be done and done urgently. Something needs to be done and done urgently because it's actually rendering some of our youths, useless. And that's the truth. And then if you look at it, I'll also tell you that these guys in the bush kidnapping people, they take drugs. But then I don't know who the ship, what the ship came to do. They've not told us. How did they find the cocaine and who was arrested and for what purpose? So it's unfortunate, but these are the things that bad governance causes in the nation.
All right, so let's quickly touch on this very quickly. So political commentator Abu Amera has criticized what he described as the hypocrisy of northern Nigerians in religious and political discourse, contrasting attitudes under former President Goodluck Jonathan and Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Now, in a post he made on X, he recalled that during Jonathan's administration, imams at weekly Juma prayers openly cursed, not cursed the former President Jonathan, calling him unprintable names and accusing him of killing northerners. He wrote under Jonathan, our imams, now our own, our imams at our imams at every Jumat prayer, They cursed Jonathan, called him unprintable names, accused him of killing Northerners under Tinubu. Today, in the mosque, they said we should pray and that it's only God who can save us. Now, he lamented that apparent double standard, writing that it is the hypocrisy in the north that will keep on consuming us all. By contrast, he noted under the current Tinubu-led government, imams are urging congregants rather to pray and reminding them that it is only God that can save all of us. But they don't remember that one during Jonathan administration anyway. Going back to that video by Jonathan, let me quickly play it and the things he said that got everyone talking. Take a listen.
Those of us who are in active politics, I still pray that whatever we do affects everybody. And we must play our politics with decorum, with sense of responsibility, not with rascality. Politics is not a business of rascals. Politics is, you are trying to create leaders. You are trying to create leaders. So you must show that you are an extremely responsible person. For you, in fact, when we are in Ghana, the keynote speaker then from our Democracy Day was Bishop Cooker. And he said that if you look at everything in the world, even if it is to make Accra or bonds, I don't know their names, there are people who learn before they do it. Even to teach in primary school, you go through a training process, get certificates before you can even teach in nursery school. But that is only in politics that there's no training. Somebody just wake up, he's a politician. You don't know where the person is coming from, the next day is your governor. No basic training. And it is a problem. We must change the face of politics. We must see politics as a business of responsible individuals, not a business of that they play in the motor park. Once again, let me not go too far before I say things that I'm not supposed to say. So let me, on behalf of the foundation and on behalf of my family, actually today is for the foundation, but all the speakers also appreciated my birthday. And that is the problem the foundation will continue to face. Maybe we have to do something. Because the foundation was launched on my birthday in 2015, when I launched the transition hours. And the proceeds from that book was used to start the foundation. So it now coincides with my birthday. So at the time that we are doing maybe 20th anniversary, 25, my birthday will always come up. So I have to thank all of you for your beautiful words, your encouragement, and promise that we'll continue to do our best. I thank you all.
All right. So, I beg, who exactly be the rascals that we're not supposed to in your government? Not vex so. You know, say the wisdom that comes with grey head is very good. Grab
it, snatch it, and run!
Rascals.
That's all I can say.
Nigerians, phone lines are open. Maybe now I go get the answer to this puzzle. I don't know. Phone lines are open. Kindly call us right away 0817 029 02910. Don't make me forget the number, Jerry. 0817 029 4077. I mean, that's the number to call. So kindly call the number, or you just look at the pinned post. There is a link in the pinned post, and this post will bring you straight into the studio for you to take part for the conversation. All right, let's go. Let's see who we have here. Good evening and welcome, Mr. Mob.
Yeah, good evening, Mr. Chilaka. I'm Precious. Greeting to both of you. So let's go and start where we stop. Before I proceed, when we was talking to the other lady, I've forgotten her name. We was talking about, you played the video about Nigerian congressmen. I think we have, we have progressed to a different level right now, because what's actually going on in United States Congress and all over America, Nigeria is being defined in America right now, and it's not that good. It's not good. Like I said, we're supposed to be marching, next week. I mean, a week before, to the Capitol, and portray what's going on in Nigeria. But it's going to be about Christian genocide, and the terrorism, but particular about Christian genocide. But anyway, targeted Christian record, genocide. Let me say that. So we trying to make a connection about what the rep said, and the name of the rep is John James. He's Michigan.
James also James inside.
Yeah, he's a Michigan 10th Congress, congressional representative.
Oh, na Michigan. Okay, good.
Yeah, 10th congressional representative. Right, that's who he is. So when a lot of people have been speaking, and this is how America do something. They're even bringing the musicians and other things, Nicki Minaj and some of the other social influencers, to compound about what's actually going on. So it's not good for Nigeria, okay?
So drive this message home so that you go read Gen Z them.
No, it's not even. It's already driving home, Precious. It's hot in America. Okay, you people are just sleeping. What's going to happen. I don't know what's going to happen. Like people said, Trump just spoke today. He has a lot in his plate. There's a lot going on in Nigeria.
So do you think that these terrorists are now kidnapping school children to use them as a cover should the US, try to get them?
I don't know, Precious. I'm not in their head, but it's all the same terrorists. So let me make my point. Okay. I think people here who are here hoping that Tinubu is going to do anything different. No, Tinubu is not going to do anything different. Tinubu is a puppet president. He's a prosy leader.
Don't say that.
No. He's a puppet president. That's not a wrong word, Precious. That means he's been controlled. You want me to use a better English? Okay. He is a capture
president is controlled. It's not good now.
Okay, but how can I define it? How can I define him? He is a cap. Hold on, Precious. Give me my time, please. I'm not insulting him, but I'm giving him his right. His right. He's due right. He's a captured president. What I mean by a captured president, a president who is being controlled by a particular ethnic bloc. That's what I mean. So that kind of epidemic who is. You may take up the prosy president, the puppet president that way, but he's a captured president because he is being controlled by a particular ethnic bloc. And let me tell you what actually transpired yesterday. It's not even it's not even what it is. Okay, we talk about what his name, what Nnamdi Kanu was charged. According to what I read, because like when I came to your platform yesterday, I didn't watch it or whether I was busy, but since that time I've been able to read it. But I didn't watch it live. I don't have time for that. He was, he was sentenced for inciting genocide, issuing a sit at home, encouraging attack. I'm just summarizing. I don't want to go into detail.
Sit at home with his mouth. Did you hear him say that? I don't know.
That's part of the charge.
Himself issue that Monday sit at home. Or is it?
Yeah, I didn't. Like I said, I didn't watch it live. I'm just going by,
I'm just saying, in reality, didn't Nnamdi Kanu? No, from Southeast. I'm not from.
Okay, he did not actually say, but people in the Southeast organize it until they do that.
Directive. That's the thing.
I don't think so. Don't put me. I don't know because I don't think it's directive. It's people that organize it until he's being released. That's why they started that nonsense. But anyway. Right. I don't think he actually started it, but and they've charged him for illegal importation of radio transmission or broadcasting, threat of widespread violence. But I don't want to read the whole thing.
That's terrorism to import radio transmitter.
Right. I don't want to read the whole thing. I just want to. I'm going somewhere. I just want to make a statement in reference to what I just read. So, in a nutshell, he was charged for inciting, instigating a terrorist. So it wasn't. There's a difference between that and act of terrorism. The act of terrorism is for Boko Haram, the henchmen and whatever is committing, because that was an act. But this one was an incitement. So the issue I have with this sentencing, if I have to go by what they charge him for, I don't know if he actually did it or not, because Asari Dokubo has come and said that he was one of those people perpetuating the unknown government, and we know about Buhari. We know about Buhari, a silent genocide that the sting operation he put in the southeast. So you can never doubt that pressure. The reason why I believe that in the last 2 years or 3 years, like Dr. Kachi said, the crime, the violent crime in the southeast has subsided. It's comparable to south and southwest, but they're a little bit better, maybe in a couple of hundred. So it's not as it was before. So that get to tell me that narrative is right. But if you have to go by this narrative, which they are charging, this is by international law. Is he a terrorist? Yes, he's a terrorist because he don't really have to act for you to be, for you to be indicted for terrorism. In as far as inside, it's part of International Terrorist Act. But in Nigerian case, we don't have a law. So I don't even go with Nigerian law because
okay. So internationally now, I see incite now. I see say what's been inciting what now? Those things he said during NSAS, right?
Yeah,
Like,
those things, right? That was part of incitement, right?
Terrorism.
Yeah,
okay.
And the broadcasting and other thing, right?
Okay.
That's right. So that's part, if you have to define international, but Nigeria doesn't have a law. Why am I saying that? Because Nigerian law is being applied, with political factor into it. So it's very uneven. You can't tell me all these people in the north that actually.
And I want to ask you a question. Did you hear what
yes, ma'am.
almost said during election? And do you know that people actually died because of it? Is that not also the same thing as inciting terrorism against a particular group? When he said people, if people not come out to all those things, you think and then there were people during, in fact, there were recordings now all over the place now of
exactly
election going around and telling people if people not come out to. They still said that even after police supported him and said I know he was joking, but there were people who actually went out announcing to people that Igbo. In fact, they were attacking people in polling units. I have a friend who's Yoruba that they attacked thinking he was Igbo.
Right? Yeah, there was a lady they attacked.
I'm talking a very close friend of mine because I covered election, all elections for over 5, 7, 10 elections in Nigeria. I've covered as a journalist. So I'm asking now that. Is that not also the same category of terrorism as
that's an incitement, that's an instigation? So you can classify that as a terrorism.
That means with the same International Terrorism Act where they say they use the prosecuting Nnamdi Kanu now, where they use prosecutor. That means the same law is supposed to hold MCO law more right.
It's supposed to, but that doesn't happen in Nigeria. Nigeria is very uneven justice. Nigeria is an uneven justice system. The person that made that comment, his kinsman is in Aso Rock. So you don't expect him. That's what I said. He has a political connotation. Any kind of law. The judiciary in Nigeria is subsidiary to the executive. So let's not make any mistake.
So the beneficiary of in threats no fit prosecute him because now.
Yes, he has a benefit, right? So nobody's going to prosecute him because, precious, let's not miss one. Before this lady, before this lady make this pronunciation yesterday, he has to get a directive from Aso Rock. He has to get a directive from, to the executive. So let's not just come here and sugarcoat like anything like judiciary. He has to get a directive. Tinubu I can bet my money. If there's any way I can hear the radio that Tinubu sanction it. Neither it's already been predetermined or after he made his rule, he has to call the executive. Can I do this? This is the way Nigerian judiciary work. This is why we have. Yes, pressure.
You can't say that about the judiciary.
What judiciary? What kind of judiciary? Do you have a judiciary that is subsidiary to the executive? That's not a judiciary. This is why we have a problem. If you look at few countries that the judiciary work, I'm not going to give an example of a developed country like America. I'm going to give an example like Africa. Senegal, the judiciary system work. It may not be perfect. Was Kenya, the judicial system work to a certain degree. Even at all, they maybe, but it's better. Nigeria has the worst judicial system in the world. Go quote me any day. It's been baptized to the highest level. There's nobody. All these people stay in there. They're all caricature. They're not doing nothing. They are representing whatever the executive say. That's what actually happened. That's why we have no judicial system. That's the way I call it. But anyway, having said what I said, Nigeria has problem because they are being defined. Our 65 years or 64, we are being defined by ethnicity, by tribalism, by religiosity, and we are not going nowhere. So in a financial, in order not to keep what are actually going on, and I will give my opinion. What actually transpired yesterday, the trial, was a political trial. The action was political. No missing word. There's nothing like trial. They're all political, okay? And this actually shows because the reason why I say it's a political because the clear action of a terrorist, that is killing people, had been identified and nothing had been happened to them. They are being negotiated, compensated, rehabilitated, reintegrated, forgiven. Even the so-called bandit, they are being forgiven. So the judicial system here is very, very unequal. Can anybody hold on? Let me finish. Let me make the final point. Okay. So the point I'm trying to make is that the whole thing that happened yesterday is an entrapment to the Southeasterners for violence. Yes, they want to entrap the Southeasterners too, so that violence can return to that area. That's exactly what. And sending him to Sokoto, kind of confirm what I've been thinking since I read the trial. Thank you, Precious. But I hope we get better. But I don't see that.
All right, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Hello, good evening and welcome.
Hello, good evening, Precious.
Yes, sir.
Prince Chilaka, has he gone?
Prince Chilaka is around in flesh and blood, though. He's around. Good evening.
Okay, because I wanted to put a question. I want to just put a question to him as well.
Oh, okay.
So, he can appreciate these questions for me. Yeah, the question is this. What is the difference between analog and digital? Analog and digital. What's the difference between it?
Prince Francis Chilaka, would you like to go back to elementary analysis?
Okay. Analog is when you do things manually. You input data. Everything you do is manual. You're writing a report. You're writing on paper and all of that. But when you go to digital, it means you are using 21st century digits to do what you should do, and that is easy, makes life easy, and takes care of.
This answer where the answer. It said the guy where the answer. I don't know because me I don't say this guy. What's it be your name again, bros?
No, I understand where it's coming from. I'm waiting for the second. The question has a second base. I'm waiting for the second base.
It's okay. He don't answer you. I know, and he don't answer you. I deliberately let him answer before I begin talk. Let me say he don't answer you. Yeah, go ahead, sir.
See, let I tell you, Precious, what he wants to hear. The answer he has at the back of his mind is that our leaders are analog. Yes.
He read your mind, Oga from Canada.
Yeah. He's getting there, but not fully there. He's getting there. So you, Precious, as well. What's your take on it? The difference between analog and
digital? If I hear say I get take for this matter, I no get take. I no go figure take. If you like, stone me for up, dark me for grand. I no get take. I take nothing. I take nothing.
So he has a kind of analyze it. So you cannot differentiate digital and analog. The world has moved. The world has moved on. You understand? It's like 100 times above. Because these people, the only thing these people know is just stomach infrastructure. Themselves, just me alone, me and my family. That's all. This, like I keep saying, Nigeria do not have leaders. Nigeria has no leaders. Do you think that if it was beyond that, even other African countries close by now, this thing that has been happening, you see them every day. They are media tracks coming to you as they're speaking to the nation. Even the Kenyan here that day, you see that riots that went on that, but you still see the president coming on, speaking to the nation, speaking to the people, speaking to the.
But we don't ask make it talk. Yeah, when Nigerians they ask an Ebola, say when president go talk. He talks about president, they talk through in tweets. In the tweets. In the talk on invocation.
Okay, I'll give you an example. Okay. The other day when he was about to place Nigeria, the CPC. Did you not see him in the podium as he's speaking?
No, in first tweet them. In first tweet them. After 2 days when tweet them, then come podium. Come talk the same thing.
But you've seen the leader of the nation speaking to the nation, speaking to the people, even before his followers and all that. And I even saw it on the internet today now that even the NSA went to America signing documents.
Yes, so. Yes, so.
You can see that they're already giving out Nigerians. Because if he's bold enough, you know what should ask him. Those documents he was signing, he should come and explain to the nation what those documents was. Let him come and tell the country what those documents he was signing. You see that they were. You could see the Secretary of War. You could see instead it was smiling. You can see the pictures everywhere. This is already in the public. This is not
because there was something that they also said after the meeting. They said something about that they go take decisive step, then get a very honest conversation with Nigerian government about the genocide against Christians. Now, say Nigerian government agrees the genocide is against Christians. So this one why they talk, say the side documents come they smile. It means say the Congress say then the genocide Christians.
Sir. By next year, I think we're already when the 2025 is almost gone now. By next year, 2026, in the middle, we should be getting more news regarding all these things. Mm-hmm. You see, the truth of the matter is, we can continue to say the British or this, that. I could say the British, they have a foresight the way they structured the Nigeria before they left. They didn't, I could say, they set the country on let me say, on a progressive path by saying what their broad accord was supposed to do. Or that's not like the way they structured the country into 4 regions or 3 regions. Maybe you might have the way it was structured, or maybe the way it was structured when they hand over the country, when they give the country independence. If the country was like that, I don't believe these things we're seeing now. Maybe things could have been more better. I don't know. I'm just saying. Every region develop their own resources. Every region, like you have in the United Kingdom now, you can see every region, you see Scotland makes its own laws, Northern Ireland makes its own laws, England makes its own laws. You can see then Wales make its own laws, and everything is going well. The other day, now Scotland was saying we want independence, referendum. They did it. The people voted no, and everything continued.
All right, thank you. Let me let others in so that I can release Prince Francis. We've gone 2 hours already.
So analog, there is no way analogs can beat Twitter. So Twitter has gone far ahead. So the truth of the matter is, we need leaders, intellectuals, thinkers, and leaders that can unite the nation, as in bring people together. That is what we need now. That is what we need. And Nigeria hasn't got any one of those. The only person that we're even seeing now that that's even close to that area was Peter Obi.
All right. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you so much, my brother. Let me speak to T.Y. Danjuma. T.Y. Danjuma, good evening and welcome.
It should be almost morning now where you are.
Oh, yeah. Good night now.
How you doing?
How you take no where day will be morning? How do you know where I am? How do you?
I'm a man with an ear to the ground. I am a man with an ear to the ground. Greetings, make I greet you and Prince Chilaka quickly because time no day again. You know,
well done.
When I hear say president no go South Africa, I know say there's fire on the mountain because it's not usually his style. Whether house the born or house not the born, it must go. But this one now something serious that he had to, after making several attempts to go to America or to go to South Africa to meet Trump, but no enter. He had to send a national security advisor with his team.
See what make a report person to you. See person will find your trouble here. Your name na Dept 2011. He said TY na analog, precious na digital. I just want to tell you say my hand no dey inside though.
It no matter.
My hand no particular judgment. That is, he's not saying he don't talk all that things here. Say Tinubu na this one. I know put man for those ones, so you can't use me and you.
No, he has the right. He has the right to say anything.
It's not me.
Talk, you see?
I did not talk to you because I wanted to call you analog. No, I'm not.
No, he got right. He got right to say anything. You know, in security, in electronic security, analog get a different meaning. So they don't know what it is.
Okay, so maybe I call you AI analog. It's okay.
So in electronic security systems, when you use the word analog, it's a contemporary.
Please, that was just a lighter note. I just wanted to, go ahead.
Yeah, but that said, so when the man no go, I know say something serious they happen. And if you look at what Trump has said and what Michael Waltz, the the U.S. ambassador to the UN, said, all of them they in concordance say na genocide. So that is settled.
No, but people, you had the dissenting voices on that issue yesterday. You heard them.
No, when the president of the most powerful country in the world don't give a name, it's you will see if you look at the men of our team we go there, you go see say people like say the evidence of Christian killings is overwhelming, and they couldn't really change that perception. So it stays. If you look at the humongous amount of evidence that was made available even before they come there, they couldn't debunk it. So, and in the light of the fact that even Ribadu some time ago don't ask the Bego Igbo people may they come intervene. You remember there's a video where he was begging them, so I think that they were just grandstanding. Now, what are the issues here? If you listen to what the congressman said, he said Nigerian government must be willing to work with us, not the other way around, not Nigeria, not working with Nigeria. They didn't say we are willing to work with Nigeria.
Oh, actually, I know vex, so I still pursue. Nigerian government must be willing to work with us. We could just ponder over that small. Make a talk to Tony from Chicago. Tony, okay. Welcome. Who will be the senator where they represent you? One I tell them they insult us anyhow.
Welcome. Okay. See, why I call it that I was not happy when Murphy called Carlo a terrorist. I was not happy at all. I made up my work, but I was boring because Carlo we know is a freedom fighter. He's not a terrorist. No government so ever has called him terrorist except Nigeria out of hatred of Igbos. Carlo is never a terrorist. He's never seen with arms. One of the symbols of a terrorist is that they must carry arms. That's one symbol. Carlo is never. How can someone open and say Carlo is a terrorist? Or what ground that his side is a terrorist? Someone that is a terrorist that the government gave 20 years and then they give it life imprisonment. That's not
for the purpose of clarity, who be the person when you say call him terrorist?
Murphy, you asked him here. When he was talking, he said Carlo is a terrorist. You said it on your program just right. That's why I'm just calling. I'm not happy with that.
That's it. Okay, go ahead.
It's your opinion, but that opinion does not get any water.
He said that based on the definition of international terrorism, that you can be a terrorist by your utterances.
Never.
All right. Thank you.
It's not that. That is not, please.
Thank you. Thank you so much. All right. Go ahead. So
okay, so
Nigerian government must
work with us.
Exactly.
So we'll be in front when I go to follow. It's not we're not going to wait for you to be in front and we'll follow you. No. We take the lead. So that speaks to the direction in which whatever they're going to do is going to the path that they're going to
take. The whole congressional meeting and all that open hearing are just formalities. They don't really think.
No, it's settled. You say they were signing something. What were they signing? It's settled. It's time up. It's game over. And I feel sad for the president. That's one. Two, if you look at the situation that we're facing now, it has every semblance with what Jonathan faced. Lobbying the United States to intervene, intensification of insurgency, willingness of the US to intervene, mass opposition to government policies across board. And then, you have election that is approaching, presidential election approaching. You see all this in Jonathan's first term. We're seeing it here. Yeah. So the optics is not good.
But why the same strategy though? Is it even fair? Why did they not do that to Buhari? Why the same strategy? Why?
Well, I think it's propaganda because, there was this pandering that the Messiah was coming, and then maybe with military experience and the fact that he helped quash the Maitashine and all that, and, he's not corrupt, quote and unquote, probably would see something different. But apart from that, there was this groundswell of this thing from the north that Jonathan must go. He finished, as soon as he finished Yaradua's term, he should have gone so that the North could have their finish their term and so on and so. There are so many sentiments attached to that, but that was not to be. Now, the other thing that I want to say quickly is, with respect to Nnamdi Kanu, you would see that there is nothing that Nnamdi Kanu did that the people who are ruling us now didn't do. What do I mean? If you look at Nadeko, there was Radio Kudera. They said all kinds of unprintable things. They did all kinds of things. Sabotage. The economy was almost brought to a halt. Why were they fighting? Injustice, perceived injustice, which is the same case that Nnamdi Kanu is fighting. They are all over there now, enjoying. They are free. Nothing is done to them. I just wanted to put that into perspective, because some of them actually did what Nigeria would call treasonable felony, but they are there, enjoying and holding positions, and some of them ruling us. So, but I think that I don't agree with Prince Chilaka that Tinubu will not do something. Tinubu will not do something about.
Okay, I wanted to bring him in.
Yes, I think that they have gotten what they want.
You don't agree with Chilaka that what?
That Tinubu will not release Nnamdi Kanu. At some point he will. I think that they have gotten what they want. Criminalize him. And then that perhaps will prevent him from, if he had any intention to run for political office or to be a threat politically, it will not happen. And then, of course, use him as a bargaining chip. I said it yesterday when Dr. Kach was here. You will see very soon that all those Igbo people in APC will now come out and pretend to be saviors and lords and so on, and then go to Tinubu and kowtow and say, okay, and Tinubu will come out and say, yes, okay, I agree. But they already spoiled the man, pata pata. And then they will expect the Igbos to hail him and say, hey, Isaiah, he loves Ndibo and so on. Anyway, that said, let me also say that the issue about Husseini that you mentioned, and I know people will criticize me, Husseini Ismaila, who was one of the leaders of ISWAP, who was jailed for 20 years.
Yes.
First of all, the man, the justice, the High Court judge who jailed him, is an Igbo man.
He's an Igbo man. I know. Wite. Don't worry yourself. I follow the case. I follow.
Okay.
I see.
Okay. Okay. Now, it was a 4-count charge. Nnamdi Kanu's was 7-count charge. Yes. Now, you will notice the difference, because we need to understand what the differences are. Husseini initially did not plead guilty, but at some point, I don't know what happened. Maybe they talked to him, maybe something went under the bridge, and then he pleaded guilty. So he didn't waste the court's time. And then the ruling for the charges that they brought against him, the maximum penalty was 75 years. So they are not exactly.
No, let's get something clear. So are you saying for a terrorist who admitted to conducting an act of terrorism against people, including attacks that killed people, wiped out communities, that the greatest judgment for that is the highest sentence the person can get is 75 years? I want to know.
Now, you see, it depends on the charges that were.
Wrong with the law. If that is the case, then why?
What I'm saying is,
husband kill wife. Why telling the husband we kill wife or wife we kill husband?
Wait, now you go remove emotion. You go remove emotion from this case.
We're talking about people who do commit mass murder versus people who commit individual murder.
Okay. Wait, now you're talking about the points of law, both offenses where they commit against the state. Okay. So now the yes, the against the state. But the charges that were brought were not exactly the same, and not, and under different sections of the law.
Now the state still prosecutes those cases. Now the states now still charge Hussein because any criminal act, now states they prosecute any criminal act. If you hear now, if I like now, make them say, see why Danjuma, you kill your wife and a Nigeria day. Now the states don't buy that case from your wife family, and now the state could prosecute you. So we're saying the same thing. Why it be say the state in prosecuting Hussein, then reduce them, they not put too many game team for person where don't they evidence say he kill and commit mass murder, but then now they can't own, then put it. Now the reason, now the question that they ask you, that's why.
Yes, you see, those are the. I know where you're. I know where you're going. I'm trying to separate the judgment because that has nothing to do with the judge. That's what I'm saying. Because the case where they bring to Ramai go try.
About the judge.
Yeah, but you're talking about the state.
According to waiting day before Ramon.
Yes, but you are talking about the state, which is quite a good point. These are the things that we're talking about. That there are issues, there are the injustices. We're not sweeping that aside. The injustice there quite clear. So the issue. That's why I mentioned first of all, I told you that if you look at what happened during Nadeco period era, June 12th issue, it's basically injustice. So nobody is tried. Nobody is there. And then you have mentioned, I didn't want to go. You have mentioned Igboho. You have mentioned the people who invaded the Akitoye group who invaded Oyo State Secretariat and declared a republic for Dudua.
Now, Gachilak, I mentioned those ones. I mentioned MC Omomo. And
yes, so you have a plethora of cases like that nothing has been done, and then it's pointing to one direction. I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm not disapproving, but I just wanted to make some clarification on this case. That we don't really heap the blame on the judge, but the system that has brought this case because it's biased. That's the point I'm trying to make. So I'm just trying to separate them. But all that said, it backfired, because if they knew that this sentence now would now be joined as a Christian deliberate attempt to persecute Christians, if they knew that that is what it's going to be, maybe they wouldn't have done what they have done. That is why I was angry, when Nnamdi Kanu, behaved the way he behaved, because that was an opportunity for him to explode in the court and make bare, those accusations that he's been tried because he's an Igbo man, because he's a Christian, because he's fighting for his right of injustice and all that. That would have been, because the whole world was watching and listening. That would have added insult, that salt into injury. But nonetheless, it was still captured that these things are happening almost about the same time. And I'm sure the government will be regretting that this ever happened, because for me, I think it backfired against them. It backfired against them. So that said, let me just quickly. There's something that I heard the CDS say, that if Nigerians don't want to join the army, that they will now move for a compulsory military service, so that people from 18 and above, I think to about 20 something or so, will compulsorily be
we they also agree to purge the entire military off everybody Boko Haram. Because have you seen army officers? I've seen army officers from Middle Belts that are complaining. They said they cannot even trust these people to have their back. Say they go put you and they pair with person will be repentant Boko Haram.
You are not sure that the person know they
get your back.
So no, but that answers the reason why nobody's coming. In fact, the CDS said that the 10,000 people who were just recruited, all of them don't disappear. So it shows you clearly that the center can no longer hold.
So the government
that things are falling apart.
The strategy isn't working. It's not working. So can't you change?
Yes.
So the question is,
things are falling apart. In fact,
sorry, no verse make us this question. Was President Bola Ahmed Tinubu mandated to follow the script of Buhari in this terrorism fight? That's what I want to know. Because if Buhari decided to say, okay, let's give DDR, the Operation Safe Corridor Program and all that to these people, and Buhari did it in the south, in the northeast alone. Tinubu came and extended it to the southwest, the northwest too. Sure, this administration extended it to the northwest. So the question is that, having seen as somebody we they as jagabanish as Tinubu, we get sense well, because the man where everybody there around and say,
we build Lagos.
yes,
We build
not the
Lagos.
area
Where
boy,
is
not
a
the guy.
grassroots man?
Tinubu supposed to be guy man when nobody supposed guy. The way we talk about them, he be guy man. As a guy man, when you be correct guy man, you supposed to look and say, come, this Operation Safe Corridor thing, let it walk. Oh. How I go fit use do this thing? And then you supposed to say, you know what? Let's for now suspend your Operation Safe Corridor program. Let's even know the people we're dealing with. And then, even if you do the Operation Safe Corridor, but ban them from being integrated into any of our security agencies. How about that? How about being integrated into a security agency? Can't tell me say because they don't fight. A soldier the other day they talk say a Boko Haram boy they tell us everything is about war.
Precious. People like say you don't understand what they happen for Nigeria. Jonathan, you know all the efforts that he made to fight insurgency. Some people tell and say no, they report them. Okay? Even Chris Ali, when he comes, so you see what they do to him. He had challenges. I just posted some of those things on my Facebook page. He had serious challenges. You see, the man don't tell you quite blank. I mean, Hajia Najatu Mohammed, I just told you the video when he speak, before the election. Say the man say, I don't have any plan. In fact, the person will say get plan. Now his VP will say now he go handle security. The man say, I don't have any plan. He say, why? Because they will kill me. That's why he buy himself a yacht. So that when on a day they do, he could just enter in yacht. They move, go, what be that island? That place.
Lime.
You go begin go there, go chill.
St. Lucia, been a Lucas.
St. Lucia, you go there, go chill for a yacht. You see, the point is that the commander-in-chief, unfortunately, has failed. He has failed to chiefly command well, according to Professor, what is his name? He has failed. And therefore, we need to be praying for Nigeria. Seriously, we need to be praying for Nigeria. Because what is happening now, only God will save. Can you imagine if the North is serious? With all these things where they happen, with all these threats where they happen, those where they sponsor these people, couldn't they have gone to say, ceasefire, we don't want trouble, we're making a ceasefire? But maybe they are daring Donald Trump. Maybe they are daring America to say, you're not going to do anything. Or maybe you think that this thing is all a joke. Or they want that confrontation to come. Any reasonable person go say, I beg, make on a cool down, ceasefire for now. So does it mean that nobody can influence those people, can talk to those people to say, I beg, make on a hold on.
Anybody go on no say United States of America, not be people will be see US, see China, see Russia. Some of these countries, they're not be country we go on get military issues with.
Say, you don't want to.
You go just want come body because who you see the countries then with all their war distance where they get and
yes.
Which one?
You don't want to. Even your military now would not be willing to go to a fight.
I got Kim for South Korea now they talk. We go understand. Say in get they talk. Well, we're not even up to 5% of Kim.
Your military is not coercive. They can't fight. They're not ready to fight because some the rank and file they disgruntled.
I got to say make I tell you say no be akin to a group now invade Ibadan. The same make I tell you say na Onitiri group now invaded the Onitiri. The lady will say she been married to Abiola.
Okay, not be Professor Akintoye group.
Akintoye.
Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, so but in Akintoye also they talk about Odua Republic. So you now have a splinter group too, also where they talk where believes the way they more radical Akintoye. Okay, so but all these events, all these incidents where they happen, they show say there is a need the president has to be proactive. The president has to, come out boldly, but he's not doing. Has he spoken to the nation? I think it's appropriate for him to have spoken to the nation.
Let me go and free Ogachilaka, let him go. It's 1 a.m. already.
Okay, yes. Sorry, you don't try today. Ogachilaka, do. No, guys. Good morning. I'm Precious. Thank you. This has been an extended session. Thank you so much.
Before extended session. Thank you so much.
And good morning. Well, let us continue to pray for our country, Nigeria, because I mean, are we going to wish Nigeria bad? But things are already bad. Let's just wish that somehow reason will prevail and this whole mess will stop. Okay. Good morning, everybody.
Okay. Good morning. Thank you so much. Prince Francis Chilaka, I'm so sorry for keeping you till this time. Please forgive us. Nigerians will make on a go follow like a village people at Chilaka TV. Are you seeing it? We're showing Chilaka TV, Chilaka. He dropped bomb there yesterday. He dropped bomb for there yesterday. As Nnamdi Kanu matter just show, he just dropped bomb. Go and watch the action movie where he dropped there for Chilaka TV. Thank you so much. So I'd like to say a big thank you to you. Do you want to say something before you go?
Well, what I wanted to say was talking about the chief of army staff who was talking about conscription. And I'm saying that in the 21st century, those conscript people into the army. It doesn't make sense saying that if people refuse to come and join, you then force people to, you can take a horse to the stream, but you can't force the horse to drink. So that's just all I want to say. There are better ways to go about it, but the way Nigeria is today, and considering the fact that people who have joined before can no longer be found, they are here, they have all run away and all of that. Some of them have abandoned ship. So there must be something that is making people to abandon ship. Find what it is, address it, and people will embrace the service.
Thank you so much, sir. Mr. Lad, thank you. Let me let you. Somebody said she spelled Chilaka TV. It's CICHIL.
Prince Chilaka TV.
Prince Chilaka TV, please. Just go find her like that, Prince Chilaka TV. No, not you, Mr. Ola from Chicago. I'm so sorry. Yes, you can go and follow him like your village people too. Say goodbye to Chilaka. Good evening, sir. Welcome. Thank you.
Honestly speaking, I don't know how I can praise you. You are really doing a good job, honestly.
Thank you, sir.
No, you are working hard.
Thank you,
God
sir.
be with you and bless you.
Thank you, sir.
And I greet Prince Chilaka
he can
and
hear
my
you.
And my TY Dan Juma. I just
yes.
I just enjoy him.
Yes, sir.
God will be with you guys.
Amen. Thank you,
Precious,
sir.
When you are saying VOP, I told you something. If care is not taken, which I have not prayed for, if care is not taken, these people will take over Nigeria.
God no go green.
Amen. I say amen. Because what they are doing now, and we don't have enough soldiers to fight for us, I'm scared. Precious, I'm so scared. You see, look at this massive judgment. I can see it as persecution. I'm not sure if this is judgment. This is not judgment. What has Igbo done to these people? Look at where they're taking him to now. I'm scared. Why are you taking him to Sokoto? Where these people are looking for him? Is it not a plan? I hope it's not a plan to execute this man. So I pray maybe tomorrow we had a jailbreak or something like that. I pray to not happen. May God help us, so precious. That's what I can say this evening.
Thank you.
Good night
you so much.
And
Good
take
night.
Care. God bless
Thank you. God bless you, sir. Thank you so much. God bless you. Thank you. All right, Nigerians, I'd like to say a big thank you to everyone who's been part of the show. Thank you so immensely. God bless you for always speaking out for this country. We will continue to talk for the growth and development of our nation. And in case you never follow us across the social media platforms, what are you waiting for? We are at Precious TV across all social media platforms. As a day for inside this, you could see for Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, everywhere, including this YouTube at Precious TV. So if you've not subscribed, go follow us like a village people now. And to start with, you can start by liking this post, sharing it, make sure you reach as many people as possible. We will continue to speak for the growth and development of our nation. I will leave you with this video from Reverend Dachumo. He just talk about him. Somebody called my attention to it and said I should play his latest video. I hope this is the one you're talking about. Well, let me see if I even have it ready and stand by. I was looking at leaving you with that video. Let me see if it's available for me to use very quickly. Okay, so I was going to leave you with that video. I just hope that I have it available so that I can, yeah, okay. Yeah, that's it. It's available. So I'm going to leave you with it. But in all of this, I beg, let's stop dwelling on the things that divide us and rather look at the things that unite us. Make we know say that only one country will get to call our own. Even if you are abroad and you say you have jackpot, see, you can never be as much as you can never be at home as much as you would be in Nigeria. Nigeria is home, and we all know it. Reason why we're all passionate about seeing this country work. So that no matter how much all of us, any of us don't do abroad or don't go, we can come back home, because this is where you can call home and feel at home. So let's keep talking and hoping and praying and pressing on our leaders to do the right thing. This is not as a result of hate for our leaders. It is because we want to see our country work. And by extension, we want the good of the leaders too. Because if I don't want your good, I don't want me you work for your country. Now, because we want you to succeed, I make we want you to work for your country. So I just hope that our leaders go understand this and then do the right thing. I mean, if you come to other countries and see how other countries, if our leaders always travel and see how other countries are functioning, is it so bad to replicate those things you see in those countries in Nigeria? It is so bad. Very functional system. Very functional and inclusive system. Whether you blind or you deaf or you cripple or anything do you are sure that you can succeed independently without needing help. Can that happen in Nigeria? And then the resources we get, what will they use them do? We're not giving free healthcare, we're not giving free education, and yet we're taxing people, and then we have natural resources. We can do better. We can do better. Let's press on them to do it. So it's not about giving themselves allowances alone. Now, them be the highest paid politicians for the world, but now their people be the poorest. Does it make sense? We can press on them to do the right thing. For them to know, see, that analog time don't pass. We are woke now. We know better. So we deserve better. And we should demand better from them. I love you guys. I leave you with this video from Reverend Ezekiel Dachumo as I say good night. I'll see you tomorrow evening with Mr. Anosike. So Mr. Anosike wrote another book where he wrote extensively about Nnamdi Kanu's case, and that book is already in Amazon. I'll see you tomorrow. I will talk about the book. Good night and God bless you. This is Reverend Ezekiel.
Somebody says, Reverend Dachumo, stop exposing the government, your own government, your country. I say, oh, so I'm now exposing my government, in which they are watching me right inside Asoro on social media. Then I say, what of me? That the same government expose us to Fulani killings by refusing to stop Fulani from killing us. Are they not exposing us to them? Their silence is exposing the Christians all over Nigeria. Now, the Boko Haram, the ISWAP, that they are divided, they are rejoicing, they kill because they know the government cannot do anything when they kill us. They have exposed us to Islamic terrorists by their silence. Not only silence, they came out publicly and say there is no genocide on Christians. That is another exposure that we are lying. I was at the gravesite from Abuja today. When I was just climbing Hawan Kibo, a phone call comes and say, Reverend, have you heard what is happening? I say, what is happening again? I told they have attacked another one, and that one is more attack. It's more stronger. Sheikh Gumi, the son of late Gumi, that used to go and bargain with terrorists came out and said all the corpses that we buried is a lie. It's only coffin. We buried coffin. All of them, they are empty. I've nailed his name. He must appear through Interpol. Even when he hides in Saudi Arabia, already they have, even if he hides in Saudi Arabia, I'm very sorry for him. They will fish him out. He will appear in the International Criminal Court of the world to come and testify. And I want them to put high delegate together with Minister of Defense, SSS of Nigeria. They must be at the grave. I've told the youth in the village to guard the village, to guard that tomb. Because very soon, they will send their machineries to come and dig the grave in the night and remove evidence. The security men that are working in that village, I said they should help in guiding the village, the tomb, the monument. And I want the chief judge of Nigeria must be present. If really they want sincerity, factual, they should be present. Chief of Defense, Chief of Army Staff, GOC must be present. Let us dig the grave and see what is there. Who is lying? Turning my tears to become a hypocrite trash. There is an empty coffin. God of vengeance will fight. Go to my Facebook, you will see me crying at the grave. I command the grave by the power of Jesus to release her anger, to hunt down Shegumi wherever he is. He will never know peace.